you. Thank you. Yeah. Right on. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you. I actually stole that from Netflix. They were not clapping for me. They were clapping for somebody else, but that's okay. Hi, welcome everybody. This is an online open mic. We are sponsored by the Backline, which is a really cute and like kind of hole in the wall comedy club from Omaha, Nebraska. We're off like 17th and Harney, and unfortunately, due to a pandemic, which we are all very quite aware of, we had to close our doors. But we don't like closing all of the fun. So we're doing this for you guys. If you feel like donating, I have some ideas. Let's say somebody makes you laugh really hard. You're like, that's worth $10. You just send them $10 right there. Something like that. You could do that. If like 10 of the comics make you laugh, you send $1 for every comic that makes you laugh. Or every beer that you go get, you just imagine that you're tipping the bartender and instead you're tipping the Backline, which would be Backline Comedy. You can donate through Patreon. You can donate through Venmo. I'm going to mention this more and more as we go through the show. My name is Brooke. It's spelled with an E. But, like sometimes I spell my name wrong. Yeah, and it's not very good. Actually, it's not a good thing because when I do it, I'm broke. Yeah, you got it. See, I need two O's. I need two. Like one is just not quite enough for me. If I have one, like I'm okay, but I'm broke. If I have two O's, I'm like Brooke. If I have multiple, like a series of O's, then I'm like Brooke. I think you get what I'm putting down. Yeah, my name is Brooke, spelled with an E. Do comedy in Omaha, Nebraska. It's really, really fun. It's silly. I like to be silly. I was walking across the street downtown and I got halfway across when I was like, geez, Louise, like you ever forget like the rules? I forgot. And like halfway across, I remembered and I backed up and I was like, that's cool. I just JK walked. No need to get a ticket for that one. Haha, JK walked. Just kidding. Yeah, you guys got it. So my mom, she would always tell me what to do a lot, and it would kind of get on my nerves. And you know that fun little saying, if you step on a crack, you'll break your mom's back. Yeah, like I like believed that when I was a child, right? Like I was little, but I believed it. And so like every time I would see a crack, I would just like step on it, like really step on it, like push my foot into it and feel it and like imagine my mom's back. And yeah, I would even come across like hopscotch and I'd be like, 1, 2, 3, 4. I know you can't see, but I just hopped. I just hopped right then. I can't listen to that lady anymore. And then I'd be like, crack, 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 crack. You couldn't see my feet, but I was stepping on cracks. Yeah. And then, I never know how to win hopscotch, but my mom, she has 2 rods in her back. So, who's the real winner, guys? Who's the real winner? When I was a little kid, I liked the movie Annie. That was my favorite movie. I loved it so, so much. The sun will come out tomorrow. And I told my mom, I'm like, Mom, I really want to be an orphan. That's the part where you laugh. You got that one. Yeah, I know, right? It's a true story. I did say that. And she did put me in dance class. I think I just needed an outlet. Luckily, I'm an adult now, and so I don't have to listen to my mom all the time. She did tell me, she's like, Brooke, if you ever get sad, if you ever get depressed, like you should maybe try antidepressants. And I said, Mom, what I would really need is vitamin D. I think most of us are vitamin D deficient, because of the weather. And if I had some vitamin D, like in the morning, and then like in the middle of the morning, and like before lunch and after lunch, and then about 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock or 3. Vitamin D is dick, guys. I think if I had that like multiple times throughout the day, I wouldn't be stressed out. Yeah, it would just take all the stress away. All the stress away. You guys know how they say to dance like nobody's watching. Sometimes I like to eat like nobody's watching, because my mom would be like, ladies don't eat like that. Well, you're not here, so I can do what I want. The other day I was sitting there, doing my thing, gravy, like corn just sitting in the belly button, just eating away. And I looked up, and out the window I saw a drone, and I made eye contact with the drone. I saw the little light, and I was like, for real. And then this arm popped out, this little flag, and it said, use a napkin. I was like, for real, come on. Ugh. So I put on a bra and a shirt. You guys feel like you're being watched? Like, really? Like, I feel like I'm being watched right now. Thank you. Thank you, guys. I do have a couple more minutes. Like one. Okay. I don't tell like the usual dick joke per se. I call them cocklements, or maybe like a dick serious. No. Okay. Well, I was going to start with this rape joke. Yeah. And I was like, abort, abort. I had a plan B, you guys. I always have a plan B, so I didn't have to worry about that at all. Any Chiefs fans? Just raise your hand or shout if you're a Chiefs fan. Cool. I'm more of a 69er fan myself. If you're not a 69er fan, you're just lazy. And I know most of you are all like, haha, that's a lot, a 6 and a 9 at the same time. And I say, hey, if you want a 6, I should get a 9. And half the time I get the 6, and then you're like, oh, thanks. Yeah, I'm going to get my 9 at the same time. That way I'm guaranteed. Anywho, so we've got a lot of fun comedians tonight. They're going to be like so different, and their humor is different. They're not all like me. Maybe none of them are like me. Maybe I'm the only me that you're going to see. But the thing is, you're going to see a lot of different me's. I'm going to be in between all of these guys. Dreams are coming true, Brooke. But I'm going to change my outfits a lot. You're welcome to keep track. I'm going to suggest a couple drinking games, okay? One, every time Brooke takes a different outfit, then you take a drink. Cool? Brooke changes her hair, take a drink. One of the comedians laughs at their own jokes, take a drink. If you laugh really, really hard, wait until you're done laughing and then take a drink. Also, if you don't drink alcohol, you can always donate your money, right? You can donate $6. You can donate $9. And you know what? You can even donate $69. I don't care. You can donate $6,969. It's cool. It will definitely get my attention. Half of the donations goes to Backline, half goes to the host, the person who's working really hard and found 40 comedians to do this thing. And I got to start introducing them. So many things to do. Okay, so our very, very first comedian. I wish I could tell you 10 more minutes of jokes, to be honest. It's just so much fun. They say, like, this is weird, to be doing it on a computer. But, like, life is like a trip, right? Like, you think it's going one way and it'll just flip on you completely. So the key is just to stay flexible. And I bet you, like, if you're funny on stage, you're probably still funny on your computer. Yeah. Okay, cool. Our very first comedian, she is a teacher, she is an author, she is on TikTok, she is a beautiful soul. Coming into your home, please give a big round of applause. Welcome, Fariel Pearson. Woo, 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 woo.
Thanks so much, Brooke. Oh, I'm new to comedy. And yeah, I am a teacher and all those other things, but most importantly, I'm a mom. And I'm thinking that I can use comedy as leverage because, like, when I told my family I was going to do comedy, like, they didn't go, yay. They're all like, oh, crap. What did I do that she's going to bring up on the stage? And I have 2 teenagers at home. Something they don't tell you about being a parent, like in the fairy tales, they're like, and then they lived happily ever after. But they don't tell you about the farting and the pooping. Like, every day in my life is filled with farting and pooping. Like, every day. I remember going on a date night with my spouse, and I was like, listen, it's date night, it's romantic, we're at a restaurant. Remember restaurants, y'all? We were in a restaurant. And I was like, listen, it's going to be a romantic time. We're not going to talk about poop. And within 5 minutes, we were talking about consistency, like what texture was the poop? What color was it? When was it made? Because when the children are small, like, this is important. and now they're teenagers. And my spouse, he's a white man. I have permission from him to say he's a white man, so please don't be offended. um, but my white man, he thinks the word poop is the funniest word in the world. He enjoys it, and if you talk about monkeys throwing poop, he can't handle it. Like, he just loses it completely. But he woke me up one morning when the children were small. It was a Sunday. It was 5 a.m. It was not funny. He woke me up frantically. He's like, "You got to come in the bathroom. There's poop all over the bathroom mirror." And I was like, "Oh, shit." And so I got up, and I'm not a morning person, but I stumbled to the bathroom and I looked at the mirror, and there it was. He had written poop in giant letters in dry erase marker. And I was like, "Good thing you tall, can't reach your face to slap it." He also, I was teaching and I had one of those big desk calendars, and my students would come in after school just to sit there and talk or to do their homework. And so I had a student sitting there, and all of a sudden he's like, "Miss, did you forget to do something today?" And I was like, I don't think so. Why?" And he goes, "It says here on your calendar for today, it says, don't forget to poop." And I went over there, and sure enough, in my white man's handwriting, he had written "don't forget to poop" like months before, and I didn't know. And so there it was. And you can bet my teenagers at the high school did not let me forget it. Every morning they were like, "Miss, do you remember to poop today?" I'm like, "Oh, that's great." But there's also a lot of farting, that be a good mom, they say. Feed your children vegetables, they say. If you feed your children Brussels sprouts, they're going to fart Brussels sprout smelling farts. And then they're going to do things like, when my kids were little, one of my children was like farting into a bag, and then he put the bag in the freezer for later. And then another time he farted, he weighed himself, farted, and then went back to the scale. And I was like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "I wanted to see how much my fart weighed." So, and it turns out it's 2 ounces, because I weighed myself, I farted, came back, and I'm 2 ounces lighter. And I was like, why are you doing this?" And my younger child was like, "It's for science, mama, it's for science." And I was like, "Oh, so there's a smelly fart in my freezer right now, and you're 2 ounces lighter. That's lovely." But they're very different, my children. One of my children, he's very meticulous and sweet and polite. Like, he runs to a different room when he needs to fart. Like, he'll still fart and you can hear it. But the other one, she ran over one day, sat in my lap, farted, and then said, "Welcome to my fart cloud." And then she kind of wiggled around, just to spread the smell, and then ran away. And I was like, oh, great. Same child. The other day, I had made Brussels sprouts because I love them. Um, and she farted a musical fart and then ran immediately to the piano to find out what note she had farted. You should know that it's a C sharp. So, my life is just full of adventure with farts and poop. And everyone's like, "Oh, you're a teacher. They don't like to say bad words around me." And I'm like, if you only knew my reality, you would know differently. And so I think that's my time. And thanks for having me today, y'all.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, put your hands together for so many farts. Not really jokes, but like real life stories of actual farts that have been put in bags and frozen. That's freaking hilarious. I do not have any children. I had one brother and he did smell really bad. So I think that that was probably super relatable for a lot of people. Very fun. You can donate here from Venmo or on Patreon. You just have to do Backline Comedy and hashtag open mic. Yeah, you can do that all night long over and over again. We're not going to stop you for real. Like, the more you donate, I think that the more joy we are able to spread. Our next comedian, cool. This is the very first time that I get to hear him, and probably your first time you get to hear him too. I have him as being from Chicago. So put your hands together, do a little holler. Welcome to the open mic, Michael Shue.
Oh shit, what's up, everybody? Holy shit, it's happening! It's happening! It's me! It's upstage! It's me! I'm gonna do some weird shit today. Hope you are ready for it. You're gonna strap in, okay? I've never been pegged before, but I think I would be great at it. I think I could just sit there and take it up the butt. I think, you know what I'm saying? Like, if any of you are interested, you got my Facebook email. You can just send me a message. I'll fly to Omaha or Sioux City. I don't give a fuck, man. I don't care. You guys need to get me in your life. I'll be your bitch boy. I'll be anything you need me to be. Woo! I was just a really proud beta. And I just went around and said shit like that, like to people. Do you think I'd have more friends or less friends than I currently do? You know what? You know what got me mad growing up was how Jesus had 12 friends and I had two. What is up with that? That's some bullshit. But at the same time, it kind of makes sense that the Son of God would have a lot of friends. I think Jesus would make a killing in the TikTok game. I think Jesus would do like, look at my miracles. And then he would actually be believed, and nobody would think that he's just an occult leader of fishermen and betrayers like Judas. I was raised Catholic. I don't believe in Catholicism. I don't really believe in anything. I don't know if I'm nihilist, but I definitely have a penchant for not believing in things that are. I'm very contrarian. I guess I should say that. Okay, something else. Um, I play a lot of video games, and there's this one game that I play called Red Dead Redemption 2. And it's like a cowboy game, basically. And there's a gun in the game that it's copper. And if you have it for long enough, it turns green because that's the color copper rust to. And I don't know what the fuck the point of that was. Who would have not noticed that in the detail? Like, is that where video games were going? It's like we really didn't have enough detail in games to enjoy them. All right, people were enjoying Super Mario, and nobody could recognize his race, and now we have like copper guns being, So I feel bad for the developers of that. They had to crunch. They had to sit in their cubicle for 24 hours and then write a single line of code, or lines of code that would make that happen, just so that I could stand up here and tell you about that detail. It just seems highly unnecessary, and it doesn't really make the gameplay any better. Um, some guy introduced himself at a party to me as Enrique Iglesias one time. And obviously, it was not Enrique Iglesias because he was Asian. And I knew that. But I didn't know if I was supposed to go along with his joke or not. I didn't know if he was like trying to just be funny, or I don't know what he was trying to be. So I just went along with him. I was like, oh, really? You don't look anything like him. And he's like, yeah, no, I got plastic surgery. Okay, so the guy goes further into this line of thinking, and I don't really know where he's going, so I'm just gonna follow him in. And I'm like, oh, like what kind of surgeries did you get for it? And then immediately after I say that, he breaks down and tells me that he was kidding the whole time and that his name was not Enrique Iglesias. Like, I was really fooled by your line of thinking, sir. Like, I don't know what that guy was going for, but he did not make a friend that night. If he cared, I don't know. Maybe he was wanting to push me away. Last joke is I work at a school that is serves primarily only white students, and okay, thank you. And I was during Black History Month. I was going to show them a video of this black guy who befriends people with the KKK. And my principal said no to it because he said that some of the kids might recognize their grandparents, and he wouldn't want them to get upset by it. All right, guys, thank you for your time. Goodbye.
All right, yay! Woo! Party up! Woo, woo, woo. I was like, I have a feeling that this is his punchline. And it was. That was his punchline, you guys. One more round of applause for Michael Shue from Chicago. That was comedian number 2, guys. Very cool. Our next comedian, you might not be able to tell from your home, but he is very tall. He actually has a comedy tour that he does. It's like tall, dark, and funny, something like that. He just stood up. You can't see him yet, but he's quite tall. He's actually also very, very funny. So welcome to your home, Brandon Q. Woo, 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 woo.
Thanks, Brooke. I appreciate that introduction. There's no better way, no better feeling to get started than have that tall, dark, and funny, or something like that. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's good, and you should check it out. It's Tall, Dark, and Comedy, and you should check it out. You should follow me on Instagram at Tall, Dark, and Comedy. Subscribe to my Facebook channel, Tall, Dark, and Comedy. But appreciate it. I am very appreciative in being able to associate, hang out, be able to converse with comedians, because I got to tell you, I'm getting sick of all of the non-comedians probably the worst part of this damn quarantine right now, with everybody being stuck at home, is you've got like all these like non-content creators trying to pump out content right now. Like, I do not want to see. I don't want to see you with your baby playing the piano. It's ridiculous. It's frustrating the hell out of me. That, and the fact that I'm getting emails from all of these businesses that I have not purchased anything from for like 5 years. Like, I haven't used eBay in, like, I swear, like 5-6 years. Or like Adam and Eve, I don't even know what that is, why I'm getting emails from them, and how they have my back during the coronavirus. It is frustrating as hell. And probably the fact that all of these companies are trying to like play that game where it's like they're trying to like take advantage or like tug at our heartstrings. Like, I see these commercials now that's like, we've got your back, we're going to get through this, we're all in this together. It's like, shut up, you're just trying to push a product, get that out of here. So I'm glad to be able to socialize with you guys, as we're kind of antisocial anyway, but so this is probably about as much as we need. Social distance, but I can still see you guys' faces and play the drinking game with you guys. I think a better drinking game would be every time a comedian tells a joke that you don't think is funny, that's when you drink. That'd be a way more. You probably wouldn't make it to the end, and you do want to make it to the end, because what Brooke say? We got like 40 comedians tonight. That's a good long list. And you guys, if you're tuning in right now, I know I'm at the beginning, but you guys stick around to the end, because good things come to those who wait. That's my motto. And also a big reason why I got fired as a lifeguard. They're like, save that boy, he's drowning. I'm like, now hold off. Let's see how this shit plays out. I also want to make reference to my nice, I got my little Bob Barker microphone here, which is working out really well. I did have my dogs spayed and neutered. I'm also owed to the cheesy comedy background that I've got. I want to talk about, I had a monumental week this last week. On Wednesday, April 1st, yours truly, I left my 20s and began my 30s. I turned 30 last week. Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about it. I'm not too excited about it right now. When you're in your 20s, it's like everything's exciting. When you're 30, it's like it's all downhill from here. And I say that fully expecting some of you out there right now thinking like, Brandon, you're an idiot. There's people 40, 50, 60, 70. I get it. I'm not old per se yet, but I'm older. And it's all about perspective. It's all in how you look at it. And I got to tell you, things have not improved. I mean, in the last decade, from when I turned 20 to when I turned 30, it's a heck of a lot different. You know, like I've got no metabolism anymore. Like, I probably work out harder than I even did 10 years ago. And what do I have to show for it? I've got a muffin top and a hemorrhoid the size of a blueberry. It's not delicious. I don't recommend you eat it, primarily because it's packed with carbs and it'll go straight to your thighs. Ruby is loving these jokes. That's good. Hopefully somebody else out there is too. Oh, what do I got? Like 20 seconds left. The other difference in turning 30 is I just got to work a lot harder when I'm having special Brandon alone time. You know, like my fantasies got to get more creative than they used to. It used to just be like, oh, a light breeze. Hell yeah, I'm turned on. Now it's like, it becomes a game of Clue. Like it got to be like Miss Peacock with the rope in the conservatory. Like, all right, I'm in. Okay, that's all I got. Thank you. Like I said, follow me on Instagram at Tall Dark and Comedy. Subscribe on YouTube. I can't do any live shows right now, so we're trying to crank out content. So thank you guys. Also, donate to the Venmo and the Patreon. Send your money back to Brooke. Thank you. I'm Brandon Q.
All right, thank you, Brandon. Everybody, keep it going for Brandon. Let's give him some applause. Woo! See, he is tall. I don't think he's very dark, but he is very, very funny. Thank you for those jokes. Thank you so much. We actually have, I have to talk about the Patreon people, but I think I'm going to do that in between the next comic. Our next comedian, he is from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. He does a fun show, which will be actually tomorrow. If you follow him on Facebook, you'll get to watch that that show. It's really funny. He might talk about it. I'm not sure. He's hiding. He told me that the stacks of cans might be gone, but they're clearly still there. Please put your hands together, put your pocketbook out, lift up your drink because maybe he'll laugh at one of his own jokes. Get ready for Ian Ryland Smith. Whoop, 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 whoop.
How come Egyptian pharaohs from the ancient times weren't very good with money? They always put it in pyramid schemes. You guys ever played Jenga? I played Jenga. Cans are gone now. So yeah, like Brooke said, I have a show tomorrow, 9 o'clock. It's called Drinking with Ian, and that's me, Ian, and I'll be drinking. I might have a shirt on. It's kind of warm in here. I kind of want to take it off, but I'm not going to do that because I don't know the rules here. But yeah, there's all this positivity going around, all this warm feelings, and I'm very glad that people can come together in this time of crisis and really be supportive. And it just sickens me actually. So I'm going to say some depressing things. Bring the mood down a bit. People always tell me to do my symbol bit because I don't have any real jokes. I eat Taco Bell so much that I get sick when I eat normal food. Helicopters don't have black boxes, so we'll never truly know how Kobe died. This bit kind of gets old after 3. I wasted 4 years of my life to pursue a percussion degree, and this is all I have to show for it. I have real jokes about Jesus. You guys like Jesus? You know who Jesus was? Yeah, Jesus, he probably got a lot of mad puss. It's very easy for him to pick up women because he was the only white guy in the Middle East. And he truly was the Son of God. His dick was this big. It was this big. And girls, they'd go up to Jesus and be like, "Hey, Jesus, I got this mad puss. Want to smash it?" And he'd be like, "I got to give the Sermon on the Mount tonight." "You can give a sermon on this mount tonight." "Oh, he is risen." Speaking of getting on your knees and accepting his love, what do you call someone who teaches people how to suck dick? A head coach. Yeah. Let's see. I have enough time for one more joke. Do you guys want to hear another joke? Too bad. I'm going to give another joke. Let's go racist. How about? I'm not afraid to go race. What do white people and antibiotics have in common? They both destroy cultures. All right, thank you very much. I'm Ian Ryland Smith. I'm from Sioux Falls. You can follow me on socialist media, and I have a show tomorrow at 9. It'll be great. Thank you. Back to Brooke.
Thank you, Ian. Whoop, 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 whoop. Everyone's like, yeah. And if you look at the Twitch chat, someone said, South Dakota sucks. And I'm like, LMAO. Like, for real, you guys, that chat is blowing up. There's like 20 some people watching, I think. Yeah. Natalie, what are the numbers? We got 69. Oh, cool. Hell yeah, that's so cool. 69 viewers, guys. That's like the perfect number. I just want to say thank you to all my patrons from patreon.com, the people who subscribe to Patreon, they get a special shout out. So it's so worth your money to hear your own name come out of my mouth. I would like to thank Taylor Grote, Andrea Morton, Trish Sullivan, Brett Moore, Annie Hildebrand, Joshua Prenolsil, Millie Worthington, Mark Ward, and Price Comstock. Yes, thank you. Thank you. And you know what? Next time I could maybe say your name. You just have to be a Patreon patron. Yeah, that could be you. So we've had, gosh, 3 comedians already. Well, I guess 4 if you count me. You should, because haha, I'm hilarious. If you're keeping track, you should have been drinking. Take a drink. This is slightly new, slightly change of the outfit. Our next comic, she is delightful. She is so much fun. She has tons of energy. I think you're going to love her. Put your hands together. Welcome to your home, Ruby Rocknick. Ruby.
Hi, everybody. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Awesome. Thank you all for tuning in, and thank you for staying at home. As mentioned, I'm Ruby, and I believe that laughter is the best medicine. And it's also our most powerful coping mechanism. I believe it's really important to make yourself laugh. If we can't make ourselves laugh, how can we expect anybody else to make us laugh? It's just like masturbating. I was talking to my husband recently, and we were talking about what makes us laugh. And he said, I don't know how I would describe my sense of humor to somebody. And I was thinking about it. Yeah, how would you? Everybody is so unique and individual. How would you really go about describing somebody's sense of humor to somebody else? But then he cleared that up right away. He said, well, some people laugh at dumb shit that isn't funny. It really is that simple. I was overthinking it. So I moved to Omaha like a year and a half ago. And one of the first things I did when I moved to Omaha was get a new doctor, right? Got to establish care in case something happens. So I went to my establishing care appointment. I was asked if I'd be okay with the resident doctor joining the doctor. It's like, of course, I support education always. And you know, the doctors always ask you so many invasive personal questions. So the resident doctor was up first to interrogate me. And he went through the whole list of questions. Do you drink alcohol or caffeine? Do you smoke or do drugs? How much and how often? And do you have a family history of cancer, heart disease, diabetes, general failure? Are you feeling hopeless today? Have you ever been hospitalized? Are you sexually active? How many sex partners have you had? How old were you when you lost your virginity? What was the first day of your last menstrual period? Are they regular? How much money is in your savings account? Have you ever been pregnant? Do you plan on having children? Of course, I complied and answered all of his questions. And really, even my husband doesn't know half of this stuff that he's asking me about. Yeah, we do want to have kids in a few years. I told him, you know, that was the end of the conversation, I thought, on that. Then the real doctor comes in to check my alibi, make sure my story is straight. We went through everything again. And at the end of everything, checked out, said, so I see, do you want to have kids? Are you going to be delivering here with us at the medical center? I hadn't thought about, I didn't know I had a choice. I don't know. Well, we have a really great team here if you do decide to deliver with us. And when you start to think about conceiving, you want to start taking a prenatal supplement 6 months before you start to try. It's like, whoa, doctor, TMI. I don't want to know that. I'm just here to get my inhaler prescription refilled. When I'm ready for that, I'll ask you. So nosy. So I did end up buying some of those prenatal supplements. And gosh darn it, wouldn't you know, now I'm pregnant. That folic acid really knock you up. So for those of you who don't know, when you're 20 weeks pregnant, you get your 20-week ultrasound. That's the anatomy ultrasound. Is that time? So at 20 weeks, you find out what your gender of your baby is and if your baby's physically fucked up or not. So anyway, what y'all really want to know, it's a boy. So I do have a dick in me right now. Doesn't feel as good as you would think. Thank you. And everybody, thanks for staying at home. Donate $69.69 if you can. Thank you, Brooke, for everything you do. Back at ya.
Thank you. Thank you, Ruby. One more round of applause for Ruby. Whoop, whoop. She's having a boy. I love how she said she has dick in her right now. That's so cool. So funny. Streeter Kelly, he says that his phone's about to die, and he's actually from New York. And Streeter, will you just wave to me if you want to go next? Could you just go now? Would that be good? Yeah, I'm gonna have Streeter go now because his phone's about to die and he's in another time zone. Mr. Z will be after Streeter. All right, so everybody, our next comedian, he's coming in from New York. His phone's about to die. He's so hilarious. You're gonna love him so much. Welcome, Streeter Kelly.
What? Can you hear me, Brooke? Can you hear
Yes.
me? Yes?
Yes.
I can hardly
I love
hear
you.
without my headphones. Wow, it's good to see you, Brooke. I was like
know.
surprisingly came up. I just texted you that my phone's like about to die. So what do you guys are all like on your phones? I got people here. We've been in a cabin now we're isolated now for 3 weeks today. 3 weeks. Yeah. Everybody here, we don't hate each other yet, which is really rare that you don't hate anybody after 3 weeks, right? Is it? You can hear me all right, Brooke? Yeah. Okay. Good. I'm like, and I'm like, this is really nice to be able to do this because everybody else here has their Zoom meetings all the time, and they're like, I got a Zoom meeting, like. Morgan here and George here, they got their Zoom meetings all the time. Now I got my Zoom meeting now, huh? This is my Zoom meeting, huh? This is mine. I think I want to start like a virtual cult. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Start a virtual cult. So I'm gay. I'm gay, obviously.
Is it?
To start off with that. I know it's probably hard to tell because of my flaming masculinity. I'm not allowed to say the word faggot unless I preface it with I'm a faggot. That's how I unlock that setting. All the guys are here are gay. Well, you're like honorary, George. George is honorary gay. He's not really, but everybody's gay here. We've been like thinking like, well, doomsday scenario, we're gonna maybe have to like, create babies, and I'm like, well, I guess I would, even though I'm gay. Oh well. We've been, planning that kind of stuff just in case. Anyway, God, what else is going on here? We've been washing our hands a lot here. And do you guys like ever like, when you're going poop, I swear it's like I'm building a nest when I go to the bathroom. I don't want to touch my are you guys bare ass people on the toilet? Cal's the only one I share a toilet with, so. But yeah, I haven't here, but normally I'm like building a nest. I'm very OCD when I'm like at a public restroom. I'm, laying that toilet paper out to build that nest, gonna lay that egg. Sometimes it comes out scrambled. By the way, we have like the best cooks here. We're in isolation. We're like how many miles? We're 20 miles away from civilization, and it's a small town. We are so isolated out here. We have the best. We're having restaurant quality food here with everybody. And oh god. Huh? Your meat order?
My phone through.
How many minutes do I got, Brooke? Oh, 30 seconds.
Hello.
Hey. Wait, did I just lose? Oh, there I am. Hey, I thought REM sleep was when you wake up and some dude's licking your asshole. No? She's like looking in my eyes and she's like, I don't think you're getting enough REM sleep. And I'm like, I'm getting a lot of REM sleep if you can tell by my smile. That's my time, Brooke.
Oh
Thank
my
you
gosh,
so
thank
much
you.
for having me. And we're gonna have our FaceTime date later tomorrow.
Oh,
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Thank you
God,
so
my
much,
volume
Tria.
is
You're the best.
Bye, Brooke.
Bye, thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Oh, I was gonna just try to drag it out until his phone died. Just keep him on and keep him talking, and then his phone would have died. But thank you, that was so cool. So he's in New York, and I met him. He came to Omaha, and he was working in I think California at the time. That boy gets around. Lucky duck. You know what I mean? So now we're gonna pick up where we left off. I like how he has a Zoom meeting. Like, this is my Zoom meeting too. It's so much fun. Okay, our next comedian is no stranger to comedy. He is a dad, so he might have a few dad jokes. He is super funny. I don't see his face yet, but I'm hoping when I say his name, it just pops up. Welcome to your home, Mr. Z.
Hello.
Yay, hi, I hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I do not see you.
Anybody there?
Yeah, there you
Anybody?
are.
Yeah? Okay, here I am. Coming to you from the backline. It's dead in here. No, hey everybody. I'm Mr. Z. Wow. These online open mics are kind of weird. It's strange not being on a stage and being in a room full of people. You can't I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it's really like being at a normal open mic because you say stuff that is complete fire, but nobody laughs because it's a bunch of other comedians just hanging out, writing their own jokes, not paying attention to what you're saying anyway. So it's kind of the same concept. You just have to pause for laughter, right? The big deal, I mean, the reality, guys, getting on this mic, it's only 4 minutes. It's only 4 minutes. I can handle anything for 4 minutes. Just ask my wife. Right? I know it's a thing. You guys, conspiracies are all over the place right now. Things are out of control. Check on your conspiracy theorist friends. They are not okay. They are losing their freaking minds, ladies and gentlemen. But do you blame them? Think about it. Think about all those conspiracy theories that have come true in our lifetimes. You've got Area 51, you've got government surveillance, you've got UFOs. That's all real stuff, right? Conspiracy theorists had to get real creative there for a while. They want us to think that the earth is flat or that the moon is hollow or that birds aren't real, right? Like, can you imagine if we find out birds aren't real in our lifetime and it's just been the government shitting on our cars this whole time? Fuck, I'll be pissed off. Pissed off. I'm out here in Nebraska, Omaha, Nebraska. Growing up in Nebraska, of course, you got to spend some time on the farm, right? So I did. I spent a bunch of time on our family farm growing up. It was not your typical farm, mind you. No, we did not have any cows or pigs or anything like that. No, we did have a peacock though. That sure made things interesting when it was my turn and old MacDonald had a farm, right? And on his farm he had a peacock. And everyone stops singing and looks at me. I'm oblivious because I'm 7. So I just keep on singing. E-I-E-I-O with a And that's when I realized everyone was staring at me. Kind of like all these folks are staring at me right now. Like, did that just happen? Did he just make peacock noises at us? Yep. The answer is that happened. And not to brag or anything, but that's likely the best peacock impersonation you've heard all day, right? You guys notice I'm in the bowling shirt. I'm not an athlete, right? I know it's hard to tell, but you're like, what? Like with that body? Like, I'm totally built for bowling, totally built for that. I used to be way into it, took it real serious. You know, I had the shirts, I had the shoes, I had the balls. You gotta have two of them, right? One for the main throw, one to pick up the spare. It's really crazy to think about how serious some dudes take that sport, though, considering it's like 90 minutes of beer drinking interrupted by 20 seconds of exercise. You know, I was hoping during all this quarantine I could put a new spin on that joke. I just can't seem to get the ball rolling, though. Dad joke. Anyway, you know, one good thing about this this downtime has been the memes. Memes have been fire. Memes are fantastic. Um, I'm way into memes. I spend way too much time making them and sharing them and farming for them, harvesting memes. I say, um, and I take it. I want to go down in meme history. I've actually somebody's made a meme out of me. It's out there. I've seen it in the wild, which is awesome. But I went to my lawyer's office, and I'm so serious about becoming a meme lord. Like I want to go down in meme history that I had my will changed. That when I die, I am to be meme-mated. I'm to be memeified, right? Maybe memorialized. You know what I mean? Oh well. Anyway, Brooke's giving me that signal like my time is up. Hey everybody, big thanks to the Backline for putting this on for us. I hope you guys stick around, check out the other comedians. Thank you so much for having me on. And until next time, peace. Bye, Brooke.
Thank you, Mr. Z, for your comedy. That was so much fun. You had the backline and everything. Just a little dance break, guys. Take a little dance break. Shake it out. Okay, I think you get it. I just kind of want to give you guys the DL on what's going on, just in case you just tuned in. We're doing an open mic. It's coast to coast. We've got LA represented. We've got New York represented. We've got a lot of Omaha, which is right in the middle. We've got it all. We've got funny. We've got sarcastic. We've got dry. We've got people that are just going to pretend. They're going to be characters and tell silly, silly things. We've had 6, 7 comedians that have gone already, 8 if you count myself. A couple of them had been like, hey, Brooke, I'm not feeling it tonight. So we had to skip them, right? So Trish, she's our comedian number 7. She's going to be next. And then we're skipping to number 10. Okay. 10 is after 7. Normally you're like, what about 8 and 9? Been there, done that, had so many 9s, guys. Like when you weren't tuned in, it was 9 time. It was 8 time. So yeah, that's what's going on. If you can understand Brook Talk. If you can understand Brook Talk, that made sense to you. If you don't, I'm sorry. I just want to introduce my next comedian. She's from Chicago. I met her in Omaha. We learned a lot of comedy together. Now she's back in Chicago. Please welcome to your home, Trish Sullivan.
Hey, thanks, Brooke.
Thank you.
You're so cute. Now, what is that? 5 outfits? I don't know. You guys should be really drunk by now. If you're playing along with the drinking game. So I've had a lot of time. I'm on day 25 of personal lockdown. So I've had a lot of time on my hand, and I've developed some new hobbies. It's mostly involving inventories. I've been inventorying things, like I know how many books I own, and I count the canned food in my cabinet and the toilet paper and how many rolls I have of paper towels left, and I know exactly how many disinfecting wipes are left. But my best hobby is more of an external thing. I've started calling the police on kids playing in the park all the time. There's a park across the street, and I don't feel like too big of a jerk about that. I just feel like a complete monster, but because I want to get out of my house again someday. So, and Brandon, if you were watching earlier, Brandon was talking about turning, oh my God, 30, so old. I'm way older than that. I'm twice as old as that. But when I turned 40, my mother gave me a pillow that said, I'd rather be 40 than pregnant, which was really nice. My mother gave me perspective for my 40th birthday, and I'd like to hope that some of you get that from your friends and family too. So, like Brooke said, I used to live in Omaha. I'm from Chicago. I lived in Omaha about 3 years, and then I moved back. I never really felt I really fit in Omaha. But then I moved back to Chicago, and I live in a town called Evanston, which is just north of the city. And I'm not entirely sure I fit in here either. Most of the women my age are the long gray hair and a ponytail, yoga pants wearing Earth Mother type, which is not really me. I'm more of a do not go gentle into that good night kind of person. But my next door neighbor, really nice woman, she told me she was going on a 10-day meditation retreat, which, you know, I think we all know now that 10 days alone with in our own heads is not good for anybody. So that's definitely not for me. There's a lot of weird and scary shit that's been going on in there. So I've been working on this joke a lot lately, and I really like it. As I mentioned, I'm older, and I'm really glad that I came of age and was dating and meeting people before the internet, before dating sites, before dating apps. And we didn't have to scroll through lists of people and fake profiles and pictures that don't really look like anybody and or don't look like the person. We met people the way God intended, drunk at a bar, drunk at a party, drunk on the bus stop, drunk at work. So, but the best part is, especially for women, is we were never sent dick pics. Nobody gave us dick pics. And that's the best part. And it's not because we didn't have the technology. The technology existed. It's called Polaroid cameras. And the thing about it was, though, that the film cost like $1 a picture. So that's like $20 in today's economy. So, you know, if guys had to pay $20 to send a dick pic, they wouldn't be doing it. But, you know, they could take the picture. You would, you know, you'd stand, they, you know, just adjust the camera and get the right angle. And it gets so like, I see it. I'll be 1 second. Let me finish. Sorry. So, you know, that if you're going to take all that time and do all that energy into taking a dick pic, you might as well get a professional headshot. And if it's a professional shot, you know, if it's not personal, what good is it? I mean, if a dick pic isn't a personal thing, what is the point? I'm Trish. Thanks a lot. Sorry, Brooke, for going over.
I mean, if you're gonna go over talking about quality dick pics, I mean, I guess that's the way to go. One more round of applause for Trish Sullivan out of Chicago. She knows all the best places in Chicago, so if you head there, hit her up. Woo, okay. One of the comedians that couldn't come, he's on like TikTok and Instagram and Facebook. Matt Wedlock. He posts funny videos and impersonations sometime. He's totally worth watching and following. Thank you, Trish. Thank you all the other comics that have gone so far, which, you know, I mean, numbers 1 through 9. And we were all there for the 6, so nobody missed out. We are still taking donations. You can donate $6. You can donate $12. You can donate $1 every time you laugh. And if you laugh like really hard, maybe donate $5 that time because it's a fair exchange. Like we're giving to you, right? Yeah, it's like 6s and 9s. Like it's a give and a take, a giving and a receiving, if you will. Very cool. Oh my goodness. I'm excited, you guys. Our next comedian is another one from Chicago. I think I might have seen her before. She looks so super familiar. Put your hands together. Welcome to your home, Lauren Harsh.
Hey everyone. Thank you, Brooke. Yeah, it's been fun getting to meet comics from other places now that comedy is 100% online. I am non-binary, And a lot of people are like, oh, what does that mean? Like, how can you be both? How can you be neither a boy or a girl? Like, well, what it means is no matter who I'm into or who's into me, it's at least a little bit gay. Like, when we're allowed to leave the house again for non-essential purposes, it's probably gonna be full-blown catcalling season again. And I think I'm gonna have a canned response ready. Like, sir, I'm not a woman, so you being into me makes you gay. Maybe he'll buzz off or maybe he'll murder me. Who knows? Putting people you want to date on a pedestal is dangerous. Ask me how I know. When I first moved to Chicago, I started going to this meetup group, and it became very important to my social life. Another member of this group was a British guy about my age who figured out that as a skinny guy with a British accent who wears glasses, the only thing he needed to add to his life to make Americans think that he was some kind of mysterious, sexy intellectual was wearing a lot of jackets with elbow patches. And I bought it because I was weak. But yeah, like and from on that pedestal, I couldn't see all the red flags he was waving. Like, we weren't on the same page politically at all, which is not ideal for me when I'm dating someone. In our first conversation, he told me that he went to school in the US because his school was the best in the world for his field. Later on, he told me that it was because he didn't get into any good schools in the UK. He called me one of his closest friends way too quickly, which, to be fair, didn't register as weird to me at first because he was one of my closest friends in the city because I'd only lived here 2 months. Like, he lived here 6 years. He should have had more friends. And then, like, immediately after we had talked about, like, hey, let's try dating, he ignored my texts for 2 weeks, and when I called him out on it, he said, I had a tooth surgically removed. Bitch, did they take your thumbs too? So in short, he wasn't a man. He was the person-sized flag from a community theater production of Les Mis who made a wish to become a real boy. And I spent months after that thinking that the reason it didn't work out was because I wasn't good enough, and not because he's a human stain who shouldn't date anyone. I've been Lauren Harsh. Hope I didn't harsh your vibe. You can follow me on. Oh, I've still got more time. Okay. But yeah, I am on the spectrum, and there are a lot of stereotypes about us autistic people that have no basis in reality, like that we can't make friends, that we're all either 8-year-old boys or asshole math teachers, or that it's better to get polio than to be one of us. But there's one that I've found to be true 100% of the time. We like trains! And honestly, can you blame us? Have you seen trains? Like, you just get on, you don't have to do anything, and they take you where you need to go. Yeah, when I was in France, I rode the TGV. That's their high-speed train, and there was nothing like it. We need trains like that in this country, and there's no excuse why we shouldn't, because the British made a steam train go 120 miles an hour once in the 30s. Why can't we have them here? All right, what was I talking about again? All right, that's right. All right, I've been Lauren Harsh. Hope I didn't harsh your vibe. You can follow me on the social medias. My Facebook page is Lauren Harsh Comedy. My Twitter is @HarshLauren, and my Instagram is HarshLauren95. Good night.
Well, gosh, ouch, that was mighty harsh. Didn't mean that. I just wanted them to think about that when they're looking it up right now. Lauren Harsh. I knew I recognized you. That I did meet her in Chicago. Very fun hearing that again. We had another comedian that's not going to be here after 11. So after 11, we're going to skip 12 and go to 13. So Justin, you're kind of like on deck. Just a heads up for that. Okay, our next comedian, he is so wonderful. Everybody loves him. It's easy. Once you meet him, you're like, oh, I get it. That makes sense. He's a lot of fun. He also hosts the open mic. at the Backline, so he might be doing this like next week or the week after. It's up to him. It's a lot of work. I mean, it's a lot of people in your room for hours. You were talking about trains. Yeah, I enjoy trains. I enjoy trains too. Choo choo. Oh, a comedian just laughed at their own joke. Take a drink. If you're just tuning in, you can take a drink if you laugh really hard. If Brooke changes her outfit, or Brooke changes her hair, or if any comedian laughs at their own joke. Those are some of the opportunities that you have to laugh tonight. And you can also donate to us so that we, can keep the lights on and everything. Our next comedian is coming to you from his home. Very much, you're going to have a fun time. I don't know what he's going to say, but put your hands together. Welcome, Alvin Torres.
Hey guys. Yeah, so one of the positives of being on lockdown at home is that there's no risk of me having to use the public restroom anywhere. And the reason why I hate using public restrooms is because I've been to jail. I didn't always live in Nebraska. I lived in New York City. I no longer live in New York City because I love eye contact and affordable housing, and so that's why we live here now. But when I was growing up, I lived in a rough neighborhood, and by the time I was in high school, started dealing drugs. And when I was 16, I sold heroin to a cop, which is never a good idea because they don't like that very much. And I ended up having to go to the big boy jail, not juvie, but big boy jail, Rikers Island. And I grew up in the hood. And so you learn a few things about jail, about Rikers Island when you grow up in the hood. Like, number one, don't show fear or weakness. You got to be tough. Number two, don't drop the soap. Number three, phone time, the amount of time you have on the phone is currency. It communicates how much status and clout you have while you're in there, right? So I remember when I was being transferred to Rikers Island, they loaded us up on this big bus. It looked like an OPS school bus, only nicer, and they loaded us up to the back of it, and I was handcuffed to this dude that was like twice my size, and he said that he was doing 30 years. He was doing 30 years, right? And I have these thoughts in my head, okay, be tough, don't drop the soap, phone time is currency. And he looks at me, and I'm over here trying to be tough, and he goes, this your first time up? This your first time up? And I'm like, I look at him right in the eyes and I go, yes, sir. Yes, sir. And he goes, well, you know what you need to do, right? You know what you need to do. And I'm like, no, what? And he says, you got to tear the phone off the wall. You got to tear the phone off the wall. And instantly, we're in the back of the bus, and everybody that's sitting in front of us, all handcuffed, they all turn around simultaneously. And in unison, they go, that dude was trying to get me killed. He was trying to get me killed. I learned another thing about jail that night, and that was that they do hazing differently in jail. It's a different game in jail. And so anyway, so we get in there, and my first day there, I made a friend. I made a friend with a guy whose name was Puñalá. Puñalá is Spanish for stab wound. All right. Contrast that with my nickname. My nickname was Pito. Pito is Spanish for whistle, unless you're Mexican, which is it's Spanish for dick. Right? And so this guy was very, very tough. And for some reason, he let me use all the phone time that I wanted. And so every day I would get, like 30, 40 minutes on the phone. And so when I hit the street again, everybody was like, yo, what'd you do? What'd you do in there? Because you had so much time. You had so much phone time. You're the man. You're the man. You're the man. And they didn't realize that I wasn't a very good thug. I just made a friend. And Puñalá did not have friends. And so they said, what'd you do in there? What'd you do? And I looked at them right in the eye and I said, you got to tear the phone off the wall. You got to tear the phone off the wall. Anyway, guys, my name is Elvin. Thanks a lot. See you guys later. Thanks, Brooke.
Thank you, Alvin. You are so much fun. I that's a very wild side of you that you shared with us this evening. Thank you. That was really fun. All right, we are going down the list. Ooh, y'all having fun? I think I'm about to change outfits again soon. I'm feeling it. Yeah, keep it going, everybody. Our next comedian, he's really fun, very unique. He always captures my attention. Like I'll be at an open mic and I'll be like, oh, I'm gonna go, and I kind of go walk away, and then all of a sudden he starts his act, right, and I just have to like stop and listen because it's always like ridiculous and wild. So coming to your home, welcome to the screen, Justin Klein. Where are you? Where's Justin? There he is. Hi, Justin.
Hi, Brooke, go, leave, Brooke. I just want to tell everybody, I think this is completely inappropriate. I do not think we should be having an open mic. There is so much bad happening in our country. There is a threat to all of us. It's in every city. We have comics from so many cities tonight, and you know what I'm talking about. I don't even think I need to tell you what I'm talking about. It's not a laughing matter, but I'll tell you anyway. Blowjob ninjas. Picture this. It's a Thursday night. You're sitting home, you're quarantined, you just finished watching Mr. Tiger. Suddenly, a wave of pleasure appears from your groin. You look down and there's a semi-nude woman performing fellatio on your genitals. You did not invite her into your house. She is trespassing. It is private property. Before you can call the cops to have her out of there, she is gone. She is a blowjob ninja. Now, I know what you're saying. You're saying, Justin, this is one of your crackpot conspiracy theories you made up to own the libs. I anticipated that you would have that reaction, so I decided to do some research. Can I get my screen? I want to, Brooke, can I get my screen over to the, should I share my screen? No, okay, I just wanted to, well, I looked it up, and I was going to show you guys blowjobninjas.com. Okay, so if you go to blowjobninjas.com, the first thing you see is it says, big boobs await thee. So you click in, and once you get in there and you pay your $16.99 monthly subscription, you see pictures of the blowjob ninjas. They have things in their mouth. I won't tell you what they are, but they're not Tootsie Pops. Let me just tell you about one of the blowjob ninjas, okay? This is Misty. I'm gonna read a little bit about Misty. Okay, Misty likes to get naked fast. When she walked in, she wasted no time taking off her clothes. This is one college student who does not like having clothes on her body. First, she takes off her top and her cute tits are exposed for the world to see. Afterward, she peels off her pants and out comes the ass. How about in goes the ass, right? Misty shows how the ass moves with a little booty shake. Then she gets on her knees and starts licking the balls to the tip of the cock. She sucks the cock in all sorts of ways, even with her eyes closed. With her eyes closed, this is indoctrination. If you pay close attention, Misty will let out a very sexy moan that you know that she was born to suck. Who's born to suck cock? When Donnie shoots his load on Misty, she takes it on her hair, but she takes the load with so much passion, it will make you wish Misty was your own personal blowjob ninja. No, I don't care where Donnie shoots his load. I do not want Misty to be my personal blowjob ninja because I understand it for what it is. Blowjob ninjas, they're a distraction. A distraction from what? They're a distraction from the Obama administration's failure to handle the H1N1 virus pandemic. That was a disaster. Why are they distracting from that? Because distracting from that, it distracts us from my president's handling of the ching chong virus, which has been phenomenal. No mistakes there. So I just want to go in closing, everyone, be vigilant. Be so vigilant. Be strong. Don't be sheeple. Pay attention to what everyone's saying. I'm gonna hand it back to Brooke and just fuck all of you guys.
Thank you, Justin. I appreciate the heads up, and I am so excited. Like I have the 69 fairy. It's so nice that there's like a blowjob princess that gets to stroll the streets and do fun things. Awesome. Everybody is fun in a completely different way. Our next comedian, he is actually the owner of the Backline. So thanks to him, we get to do this show. And after this, we'll get to keep doing shows. So from his house to yours, welcome to your screen, Dylan Rohde.
Hey, how's it going? Yes, I've got a full crowd here. Definitely, let me close my window. I'm definitely not just playing an audio track. And you might have also seen that I might be wearing Harry Potter pants, so ignore that. I wanted to first talk about first impressions. Thank you. No, I get it. It's already funny, right? But written down here somewhere. This isn't it. This is a suicide note. It's not my suicide note. It's one of my friends. They don't need it anymore. All right, because they're doing better. I wanted to talk. Okay, all right. I get it, everyone. I get it. Thank you. I am an improviser, which means that I put my pants on both legs at the same time without picking up a single foot, just like every other improviser. How's this laugh track going? Is this dumb? You can tell me on Twitch if this is dumb. If it's making me feel better. Thank you. It also feels weird too. I might have to stop this. Okay. I get it when it's not working. Okay, I get it. It's finally nice not being weird with everything that's going on. I get to finally feel normal. I get to stay inside all day. I can use a napkin to open the door, and that's perfectly legitimate right now. And just like always, I can keep everyone in my life at a distance. So I'm no longer weird. That's how that works. I want to get a tattoo when this is done, though, but not like right now you see rappers with like face tattoos. But they used to have tattoos on shoulders where like you'd get someone's face. So I want to be like ahead of this, and I'm thinking pretty soon on someone's face you're gonna get someone's shoulder, right? So that's what I want to get is like someone's shoulder right here, and not just anyone, like someone who means something to me. Like I want it to mean something. Ideally, somebody who's gotten my face on their shoulder. Just get that right there. I like ironic nicknames. Like when someone calls a big person tiny, or like when women call me a loser. Ironically. I like to mess with people as well. I go to Target and I'll find like the person who's dressed too fancy, and I'll ask them where the towels are. Or I will go to. One time I went to jail for a whole week, and I wrote the word gullible underneath all the bars, just hoping like someone would say, "Hey, dude, it says gullible under here," and then he gets his ass kicked. Or like when I'm in my car and a white girl walks by, I'll hit lock just so she's like, "Oh fuck, that's what that feels like." Last thing here, I bought some preparation H recently, and it wasn't that expensive, but ever since then I've felt like a real tight ass. So that's Oh, I think I got time for one more, right? Real quick, one super fast one. I went to an antique store recently. I got in trouble, and they put me in solitary consignment. So that's it.
I was gonna be like, and now that's a really good time for your laugh track. Thank you, Dylan. Thank you so much. Like I said, Dylan is the owner of the Backline. So if you like what you've seen here, even a little bit, like donate like $6, $9, $69. It's really up to you. You can donate on Venmo or Patreon at Backline Comedy. Just hashtag open mic so we know who to give the money to, right? Cool. So we have had, that was number 14. We're going to, I think, about 40 tonight. So we're not even close. We're not halfway there yet, but we're having a really, really fun time. Like a really fun time. Like some might be like, I don't know. They might be having too much fun. They might be having too much fun. And I apologize for that right now. If any of you guys are having like too much fun and making anybody jealous, it is my fault. It's 100% completely my fault. I apologize. The next comedian, he's hilarious. The first time I met him, I laughed really hard. Sometimes I pee myself when I laugh really hard when he tells jokes that are really, really funny. He has a podcast. It's called Jack Jackery. You can check it out. Welcome to your home, Derek Pavelka.
Hey, thank you so much, Brooke. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, So I'm single. I'm 21. I'm single. I was talking about this with one of my female friends the other day because I like to try to figure out what the fuck's wrong with me. And she's like, you know what, Derek? I I don't know how you're still single. I really don't. I like when she said that, there's like I have 10 reasons right off the top of my head while I'm single. Like why like it just makes sense. Um I think one of the reasons that I'm still single, I don't know what my type is in women. I don't know what I like. And that causes issues. I don't know exactly what I like, but I do know what I don't like, and that is Italian women. Italian women freak me the fuck out. I've dated a few Italian girls, and they're really good at some things. The few I've dated, they're really good at cooking. They're really good at making me look presentable to go in public. They're really good at having dreams of me cheating on them and then carrying it into the next day. So it's been really fun dating Italian women. But I dated this one Italian girl and we tried to do this really cute thing. I'd say, I'd say I love you, and then she'd reply by saying ti amo, which in Italian means I love you, is what I thought. But apparently, the dialect she grew up with, it means I'm gonna fuck your best friend 2 weeks after we break up. So that was a little rough. That wasn't too fun. It was a nice little Duolingo lesson for me. I don't do a lot in my free time. I'm like a relatively boring person, but when I do actually go out and do stuff, I find myself in just absurd situations. I was recently in Chicago and I was in this really nice bar. Everybody was wearing dresses and suits. Um, and I was just talking to some people. I had one guy come up to me and we were talking about his kids, his wife, how he just became sober. And right when he was telling me about how his daughter got voted in to be the president of our National Honor Society, he stopped and said, "Hey, Derek, you seem like a really nice guy. Do you want to do some coke?" uh, what? Sure, yeah, let's go do it. I didn't know what to say. I've never been put in that predicament. And so he said, all right, follow me to the bathroom. So we went to the bathroom and he said, come on in, come into the stall with me. And I whispered back, I said, yes, of course. And we got in that stall. And I'm not going to lie, for a second there, I did think he was going to pull his dick out. I thought he was going to pull his dick out and be like, oh, I got you. And I'd be like, oh, you got me. But he didn't do that. He pulled out a bag of cocaine. It was the good stuff too. Um, and so he took his key and he dipped it in the bag of cocaine. And it was really cute because he had a picture of his family on his keychain, and his daughter was eyeing me like, "You're really gonna fuck up my dad like this?" I just looked at that picture and I said, "You're goddamn right I am." And so he handed me the key. Now, ladies and gentlemen, here's the thing. I don't do drugs. I like actually don't do drugs, but I like to live vicariously through people. I like to watch people live out their dreams and live out their best life. So when he handed me it, he was like, "Oh, is that enough?" And I was like, "Oh, dude, like, I'm gonna be honest, like, I didn't even want to do that. I just wanted to watch you do it. Like, I'm just here for the love of the game, man. That's all this is." But my name is Derek Pavelka. Thank you so much, Brooke. You're killing it. Um, you know, and have a fun rest of your night, guys.
Thank you, Derek. Yay, Derek. I'm so ready for him to just be like, I'm dropping out of college. I'm just going to do this comedy thing. Cause it's like, you know, you're just hilarious, dude. You're great. You're a natural. You're super fun. We're not done. We've got so many more. That was number 15. Our next comedian, I met him doing improv classes, doing funny things that you just make up off the top of your head. He does this thing right now called Story Time with Ben, where he reads stories out loud on the Facebook Live. So if you'd ever want to watch that, you're more than welcome to follow him. But welcome to your room, your house, wherever you have your computer, Ben Webb.
Hey, everybody. Good evening. Pause for recognition applause. Thank you. Okay, cool. Off to a good start. All right. During this time of quarantine, it's a really good time to be able to work on yourself, set your priorities. Most days I shoot for a high goal of trying to be a good man. But being realistic, most days I shoot for something a little lower. I just try to be more like a vampire on a diet. I just want to suck less. That's really what I'm. Okay, pause for laugh. All right, okay. Let's see. Oh, good landing. Any Dragon Ball Z fans in the crowd? You, ma'am. All right, great, excellent. You'll like this. Son Goku will not be able to join us today. I know. So, I'm going to share something with you that will go without saying. Huh? Applause? Okay, cool. All right. What did the yoga teacher say to her students during quarantine? Namaste at home. Huh? Huh? Flexible people? All right, we got some nice, good laughter on that one. Okay. Okay. How about when Magic Johnson starts to lose his hearing, he's going to have to get hearing aids. Pause. Ooh, little tender. Oh, Magic Johnson. Okay, well, we will move on from that one. Well, in closing, I appreciate having this opportunity. Thank you, Backline. Support them in any way that you can. I would like to close this evening with a joke that was my very first joke I ever told on stage. And it goes, the Vatican approached the World Association of Zoos not too long ago. They had a proposal for them. Can we build a church on or close to the zoo properties of your members all around the world? They thought about it, pros and cons, said, you know what? No, we're not interested now or ever. Please go away. The Vatican followed up and said, well, why is that? A zoo official let them know that even by zoo standards, the predator to prey ratio was way too high. That's my time, you guys. God bless you. Support the Backline. Love live comedy when we get back to it. Back to you, Brooke.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We had Santa. Did you guys even know he had a Santa hat on there? I don't even know why, but you know what? We're being silly and it's fun because joy is contagious. And when you're laughing, you kind of forget for like a little bit. And that's good. That's necessary. Times are rough, if you know what I mean. I just feel like it's a good moment just to make some silly faces. Okay. I think that was enough. Our next comedian, I should actually see if you could even see my face. Is that better? No, they're all bad. Whole bunch of weird faces. All right, our next comedian, likes to rock boats. And maybe I mean canoes. Maybe I mean yachts. He likes to just kind of like be like, hey, I'm here. I'm not going away. And he likes to call himself different names sometimes. And we're like, okay, like I thought his name was Bert for a really long time. But now he's the Florida man, and it's going to be on the shirt, so you're not going to be able to forget it. He's a character. He's so much fun. Put your hands together. Welcome to your home, Ashley McCormick.
What's going on, everybody? This is Florida Man coming at you from Omaha. They don't have to make any sense. I don't know. Hey, look, there's some crazy times going on out there right now. News conferences out there making Saturday Night Live look like Lutheran church sermons. You know what I'm talking about? People are just out there buying up everything from Pop-Tarts to toilet paper. You know what I'm saying? I expect to see a shortage of diaper cream here pretty soon. A butt can only take so much wiping. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of that, anyone ever use that Walmart grocery pickup service? You guys ever do that? We try to plan our meals, okay? Walmart makes sure that never happens, all right? Look. If they don't have what you want, they just randomly swap it out with something else. No rhyme, no reason behind it. That employee doing that, he's probably the world record for practical joke holders. You know what I'm saying? This dude, for example, we want to go get some graham crackers, right? Walmart thought it'd be cute to go in there and just kind of swap it out with some panty liners. You know what I'm saying? I almost went through a divorce for that. That was the worst s'mores I ever made in my life. You know what I'm saying? It's terrible, terrible stuff. And right now, this very moment, people are out there searching through old episodes of MacGyver trying to figure out how to make toilet paper out of duct tape. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. I tell you right now, I'm not the smartest man in the world, but I believe if they just made paper towels flushable, we wouldn't have any more problems. You know what I'm saying? Bam. First world problems require first world redneck solutions. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. Look, I believe news conferences should be promoted just like MMA fights. Then people would actually watch it. Imagine Joe Rogan up there, right? And he's up there talking. He's like, you see, Trump is not an orthodox fighter. He's just so good at being rude. He's the undisputed champ of hurting feelings. But on the other hand, these reporters are vicious. They can dismantle him with the onslaught of basic logic in a series of second grade history questions. You know what I'm saying? They got him stumped. I tell you, you can tell when these briefings are going to go to poop. Okay, you can tell when the briefings are going down. It's usually about an hour before it even starts. You know what I'm saying? Suddenly, mama jokes are flying around. Trump fires himself. Biden's back there dry humping some lady's purse, which wouldn't be a problem except for she's still wearing it. You know what I'm saying? That ain't no good. Look. I tell you. And like any MMA round, all these briefings go south and end in a first round knockout, pretty much right out the gate. Right? Technically, we're supposed to be the judges. We should want to say how we think the briefing went between the president and the reporters. But hell no, we're out there watching Tiger King for the 12th time. You know what I'm saying? Nobody paying attention. Look, the biggest difference between news conferences and MMA is the president gets to switch between fighters. I'm talking mid-punch. Just like when you're playing Nintendo back in the old days, right? And you used to hit the reset button right when your buddy's about to score 20 consecutive touchdowns. You just kind of shut down. You're like, oh, hell no, I ain't doing that. Right? That's exactly how it is with Trump. Just when it starts to get good, he yells, sit down. And the reporter's like, I'm already sitting down. He's like, just shut up, you know, and then he just picks another person. And without a breath, without even missing a beat, he'll be like, Jim, you're up. And he'll be like, sit down. You're just a chump. You know what I'm saying? You've already had your time. And then he'll pick somebody else. He'll be like, hey, you look pretty nice. You look a little less, you've had your hand up for about a week now. You look a little bit less intimidating. Go ahead. Then right out, just the next breath later, he'll sit there and he'll offend them. He'll be like, look, he'll be like, you're a nice person, but do your parents know that you're a filthy, rat-faced, lying scumbag reporter? Do they know that? I'm telling you, man, they know how to piss the president off, too. They're so good at it. They ask an extremely challenging question. They'll be like, Mr. President, why are you still the president? You know what I'm saying? It gets him every time, gets him worked up. Then they come back and they ask something like, so, Mr. President, how are you going to allocate those $50 billion? And he'll make a bunch of facial expressions and he'll be like, look, how long you been a fake news reporter? You know what I'm saying? It just goes on and on. Look, you see when he's up there searching for context clues, it's like when your wife is demanding a response to some crap she said to you 3 months ago. You don't know what's going on. You lost. You know what I mean? You gotten. But wouldn't it be amazing if the president's microphone started cutting out on him? You know what I'm saying? They're in the middle of something. You're all glued in. It's a big old fight going on. All of a sudden, the president's like, now look, I'm the very best, stealing all your resources. And then he says, he's like, look, don't blame me. Probably Carol Baskins, you know? But anyway, thank you, Brooke. Thank you to the Backline. You guys have fun. Thanks.
Thank you. Woo! Thank you, Florida man. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you to your wife, Ashley, who was holding the phone so that we could see you. He told me that he wasn't wearing anything, so I'm really, really glad now to find out that he was. Yay! That was number 17. Thank you. Number 17. If you have just tuned in, this is an online open mic. We are from the Backline Comedy Club, which is in Omaha, Nebraska. We have closed our physical doors due to the quarantine, but you know what? Spreading joy is kind of necessary. So that's what we're doing. We're just spreading joy. We have comics from New York. We have comics from LA. We've had some comics in the middle, and we're just going to keep it going. You can donate if you feel like, you know, this was worth $1. This was definitely worth $12. You know, you just send it. It's really easy. You don't even have to get up. You don't. You just do it from your little device. Venmo, Patreon. It's so easy. Half the money goes to Comedy Club. Half the money goes to the host. If you're playing our fun drinking game, this is a whole new look. I haven't changed my hair and my glasses. You know, this is mostly for me to keep my energy up. Otherwise, I'll be like snoozing in the corner and you'll be like, welcome back, Brooke. And I'm like, I just did an impression. None of that was real, guys. Anywho, thank you. Thank you for watching. I've been looking at the chat sometimes, and there's a lot of people talking in the chat, so feel free to heckle us or say, hey, that joke was really funny. I like it. You know, stuff like that. All right, so thank you, Ashley. You were hilarious. Our next comedian, he does a podcast with another comedian from the one that was feeling it. Podcast person, right? Miss Jeremy.
Hey everyone. Hey, okay, perfect. Yeah, my name's Jeremy. I host Running the Lights. So it's gonna be weird. I had a lot of dreams growing up. I wanted to be a superhero. I wanted to be a truck driver, and I wanted to meet my dad. Uh, that's not true. He left when I was 8 years old. I know who the bastard is. Actually, me and my twin, we play a little game, and that game's called "When's the Last Time You Saw Dad?" And the winner is the one who forgets or starts crying. Uh, now, actually, for some new jokes. I actually feel like I started a new chapter in my life. It started with me going to the grocery store and then immediately stopping at the beverage aisle to say, "Oh man, is it Baja Blast season already?" I said that with my big boy voice, like I wanted it. Uh, d- I don't know what that means, but I told that to my therapist, and her response is, "Oh, we're gonna have to work on that." So whatever that means. Uh, I still bought it because in this house we respect traditions. I played a little game not too long ago, and that game was how long can I stay in bed until I physically have to, which is terrible for preserving my mental state, but great for preserving the clothes I wore for the day before. Uh, he says to the void, and the void speaks back. Uh, this one's off the cuff. I I know some people have like very strict rules about how to raise a kid. Probably Florida man, just by the look of him. And some people don't like just talking to a kid like they're a person. They think that makes them weak. They think the kid doesn't learn anything. And I did. My parents just talked to me all the time. But what made it effective is that she was Catholic, so the conversations were very effective and very guilt driven. My mother's catchphrase was, "And you'll never see mom or dad again if we were going to make a choice that could harm us." Like, hey, wash your wounds or you'll never see mom and dad again. Or make sure you blow out the candle or you'll never see mom and dad again. Or don't join local comedy or you'll never see mom and dad again. And that one holds up. um, uh, I Perfect. I have a minute left. Okay. I hope I have enough time for this. Brooke, give me the final 10 if I don't. Uh, I love acting, and I think it's why I started to do comedy because I wanted to be like those silver screen actors, like Gene Wilder or George Carlin or Robin Williams, that and Dead. But I finally got my chance. The first time to really act was for the spring musical at my high school. And I went partly because I would skip a class, and that class was sex ed. And it was something I knew even at 14 that I was never gonna use it. I did it, and I finally got not just any role, but the title role in our school's production of The Wiz, which is weird. It's like a weird monkey off thing, uh, like where you get what you want, but there's some comedic undertones to it. It's like when your parents get you the dog you always wanted for Christmas, but they forgot to put air holes in the bag. Uh, what for some those who don't know, the reason why it was so weird or kind of off the wall that they picked me for The Wiz is that The Wiz is a all black interpretation of The Wizard of Oz, and I'm an all white interpretation of me. And the other thing is that I went to a school of 350 students across all grades. And there was only 11 of them that were white. So it had to be a lot of effort for them to book an all white production of The Wiz, which is what they did. So I had to at least give them credit for doing the impossible, if that's what I want to say. Perfect. That is my time. Brooke, thank you. Have a great time.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, Jeremy. Thank you. Yay! And you know what? If you guys like that, check out his podcast. You can listen to him talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. Like that's what a podcast is. You listen to him talk and stuff. It's called Running the Lights. Him and David Kausgard put it together. they interview a lot of different comedians and they talk about kind of what's going on in the scene. I think it's probably good for comedians to listen to because they can relate to it a lot. So he was number 18, which means we are almost halfway there, guys. Woo! Turn up. It's been a lot of fun. So many fun people, and we've got even more fun people. People that I haven't met before, people that I have. Oh, okay, cool. The next person, I have not heard his stand up, but he's been hanging out in the chat watching me be goofy for the last couple hours. So hopefully he just goes on with this set. But we'll see. From what I can tell, he is from San Francisco, but he has traveled a little bit, and hopefully he's a lot of fun. Put your hands together. Welcome to your home, Gary Hughes.
Yay. Can you guys hear me? For sure, for sure. Yeah, I know we had that mix up because on my Facebook it says I live in Belgium, but I don't. I used to live in Belgium when I was like 20, and during my stay, I got deported from the United Kingdom for visa trouble, and it was really weird being black and getting deported because we normally get taken to countries. Okay, that's one. I'm from Oakland, and Oakland is a cool spot. From Oakland, California, and I love Oakland. Growing up in Oakland, my brother and my cousin and I, we played Monopoly, but we didn't really play it like regular people. We just like split the money, flip the board over, and we just played dice. That was like one of our things about playing Monopoly. It's pretty interesting. I didn't know how to play Monopoly until I was at school, and they did that as a class, and I was like, "What's going on? Are you passing out cards? What's happening? Split this money, flip this board over. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we talking about here?" Like growing up in Oakland, I like Oakland, man. Have you ever been? Come to the West Coast. It's fun. Um, I almost sold drugs. Almost sold drugs for. I'm a huge fan of Flaming Hot Cheetos, and I almost sold drugs for hot chips. I remember it was seventh grade. I was at my cousin's friend's house, and we were watching a game, watching a basketball game. And his brother came in. He dropped a sandwich bag filled with white rocks on the edge of the couch. And he's like, "I dare one of you little niggas to sell that for $50." And I started salivating because all I could think about is 50 bags of flaming hot Cheetos. They were 99 cents at the time. And I didn't do it. I didn't do it. But what if I would have done it? What if I would have done it? I would have went down that drug path, became a drug kingpin. I get caught. I'm having my interview with Sean Penn. And he's like, "Why'd you do it?" And I'm like, Chester the Cheetah, you know? That's not the only thing I've done in Oakland or in the Bay Area. I used to work at the Cheesecake Factory. That was a fun spot. I didn't know that like work terminology was different between other cultures. I had there's an Indian guy. He was like curly hair, scarf, real smooth guy. And he walked up to me. He's like, "Who's your captain?" I was like, "Excuse me?" He's like, "Who's your captain?" "My manager?" It's like, "Yeah, your manager." I was like, "Oh yeah, this Cheesecake Factory. It's not like Long John Silver. Like you wouldn't walk into a KFC like, 'Can I speak to your colonel?' You know, like just let's use the right terminology here." I used to always work. I used to also work at Starbucks in LA. In LA, if you ever been there, it's all about like models and acting and he looks. My coworkers, they were handsome guys. They always got compliments like, "You should model, you should act," and no one ever gave me that compliment. The closest it's ever gotten, they were like, "How tall are you?" Like 5'11". It's like, "How much you weigh?" Like 220. "You should donate blood." Yeah, 1 pint saves 4 lives. What are you doing here? But your coworker, he should act. It's a handsome young man right there. He can change the world. So I was done with this. Oh, thanks. I see the cloud. Now this cool thing I've been doing. I work at a coffee shop at Pete's Coffee, and I hate that kids drink coffee because it was something I never did as a kid. I never hung out at a coffee shop as a kid. It's more like an old person versus a young person. So every time young people come in for their coffee, I just be like, "Better than Adderall, huh?" And then I just give them their coffee. That's pretty simple. I do this cool thing now where I try to find out which of my peers have been homeschooled. It's pretty simple because most homeschool people, they don't know like general knowledge or pop culture. So I'd be like, "Bye, Felicia." And they'd be like, "Who's that? Where's that from?" Or I'd be like, "I have a dream." And they'd be like, "Who's that? Who said that?" "Star Wars." You can still tell people that's like been homeschooled because they still like drink milk with their dinner and shit like that. All right. I think I'm right at the time, man. Hey, I appreciate it. I'm Gary Hughes. Much love, guys. Take care.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Thank you. I was like, I don't even remember the last time it was that I played Monopoly. It's so much fun, like getting to hear different comics from different places, different parts of the world. We all bring a completely different perspective, which is rad. There's so many things that are going on right now. Let's just put our hands together. Clap, clap, clappity, clap, clap, clappity, clap. Yay! Woo! Yes, thank you. And you know what? Clap for me, you guys. I've been working hard. I've been in and out of different outfits, if you have not yet noticed. It's a lot of work managing 40 different people. Choo choo. Woo. Okay, so if you go to twitch.tv, there's like a chat going on, so people can like live heckle. Like could be like, haha, Santa Ben, or like, OMG, and then they like laugh and they're like, that's exactly what happened to me, or like, whatever they want to say. So that's fun. And then also like Ian, he put this meme together and I'm gonna share it. You have to be one of my friends to see it. I'll see if I can post it in the event, but it's if you donate $6 to Backline Comedy, like cool, cool, cool. Oh, if you donate $9 to Backline Comedy, like yeah, that's pretty cool. If you donate $69 to Backline Comedy, or if you donate $6,996 to Backline Comedy, I'm just kind of giving you what the meme is in real life, Brooke. It's just like real life, Brooke. So I mean, yeah, you can donate as much as you want, as little as you want, as much as you think. This is actually something I wanted to tell you. So some people will post themselves doing yoga, like on Facebook, and I do yoga every single day, and I'm like, who would want to watch? Who would want to watch me do yoga? Like, I don't understand. So if there are people out there that like for real want to watch me do yoga in the morning or whatever live, just donate $69. Then I'll know. Then I'll know that that's something that you want. If I see it a lot, then I'll know you guys are serious. You can donate at Patreon. You can donate at Venmo, at Backline Comedy. Make sure you hashtag open mic. Thank you. Thank you. That was a lot of fun. Okay, so we are midway. We are midway. We are halfway there. We are at comedian number 20. Okay, we are at comedian number 20. This person is from Chicago. Okay, I don't think I have heard him before. We are all just ready and excited. So welcome to your home, Ed Sato.
Thank you, Brooke. I appreciate it. What else can I say? Well, I don't know how it is with the lockdown at your. Can you hear me? Okay. I don't know what's going on with your governors or your mayors, but I know the mayor in Chicago, she ain't playing. Live Food ain't playing right now. All I gotta say is that if she catches you, she's right there, just like giving that look like, bitch, turn around and go home. Go home. And I'm telling you, she got that sandal, she got a stick, would have whoop your ass, get your ass back home now. She has that look with oversized suit. I don't get about her. She needs to get clothes that fit her, but she reminds me of my mother sometimes. She has that look too, like, go ahead, stupid. Act one more time. I got this sandal right here. I'm gonna whip your butt. I'm just gonna whip your butt big time. So yeah, they're not playing around. So I mean, that's how serious it is. I mean, to the point that you even have cops breaking up like small parties and stuff. I remember right here in the corner where I was living, there was just a group of 3 people just sitting down, going like, "Leave right now." Like they go, "Nah, we ain't gonna go anywhere." And then you see Lori Lightfoot's head come on, like, "No, we're leaving. We're gonna disperse. She's like your mom that just grounds you. You know what I mean? That's how I look at Lori Lightfoot these days. So I saw a jogger run today. It was really funny. He tripped over by a parked car. I don't know how you do that. How do you get tripped over by a parked car? I guess he was just running around pipes on, fuck you, I'm not staying in. Boom, gets hit by a parked car. I'm like, good job, buddy. Go back inside. I don't know. Stuff that I saw. Poor dogs. I feel sorry for any dog right now because people are walking their dogs just to get out some fresh air. If they have an excuse. First walk, fine. Second walk, okay. Third walk, that one leg is coming up. By that 5th walk, that dog is being dragged on the lawn, giving that look. Enough, Catherine, enough. This is the 5th walk. I can't walk no more. If you keep this up, so I'm going to go stay at your house. I'm going to tell where to get your yoga mat and your bottle of wine because you're driving me insane. Poor dog. I feel sorry for them. Oh my god, yeah, I've been seeing that. Like, oh god, that's pretty messed up. What else? What else? Oh, good. I got 1 minute 38. That's how my comedy career is gonna last. 1 minute 38 at this point. I feel like if we get out of this quarantine, whenever that's gonna happen, I kind of feel like if I'm gonna do my first special ever, it won't be Netflix, it won't be Hulu, it won't be Twitch. I think I'm gonna do it on Pornhub. I think it'll be easier that way. I think there'll be more subscribers there, and I feel like I can get a more of an audience there. So I'm gonna do. My goal is Pornhub. All right, I'm gonna lay. My expectations are this low, but I know that I will get on Pornhub. I'm very guaranteed. What else? What else? I can't even tell by the days anymore these days. I can't anymore. And you know, I don't know what day it is. So I feel like now that the way I want to do it is I'm gonna do it by food groups. I'm gonna do it by food groups. So I'm gonna do like burrito Monday, taco Tuesday, um, pancakes Wednesday, French toast Thursday, and I don't know, torta Friday. I don't know. I just feel like those are the only ways I can keep track what day it is. Was it Taco Tuesday? Oh, it's Tuesday. It's Taco Tuesday. I got it. I know what day it is. Saturday and Sunday, I don't know. It could be a variable of things. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm gonna. I don't know. Fish Saturday. I don't know. Canned tuna Sunday. I don't know. I don't eat that stuff too. Um, you know what? That's all I have for tonight. Thank you, Brooke, for so much for putting this together. You were awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You are very welcome, and you are very right. I am very, very awesome. 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 Totally. Yeah, that's true. I did a cheer. I was a cheerleader for 7 years. I have so many jokes about it. It's not going to happen tonight, though. We are going to keep this train rolling. Choo choo. Thank you so much, Ed. One more round of applause for Ed. Yay! Feel free to donate if you want to. We got to keep comedy alive, keep the local theater open. We are on comedian number 21, lucky number 21, coming from his house. Put your hands together. Welcome to your home, Pete Sidarkis. Pete, 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 Pete. Pete, Pete, are you there? Pete, are you there? I saw you. There you are. Where'd you go? Pete. Hi, Pete. You ready? I can't hear you. You need to turn your sound here. Okay.
Can you hear me now? Okay. All right. Thought I'd start off my set with some amazing news, some exciting news. I finally got laid. I got laid. I got laid off. I got laid off. That just shows you how the quarantine is affecting me at this time. And at the present time, what I'm doing to keep busy during the quarantine is binge watching like old TV series. One of them was Are You Afraid of the Dark from the 90s, Nickelodeon. The episodes are produced in Canada, so that gave it kind of a 90s feel to it. And the 90s terms too, like girls weren't bitches and hoes, they were major babes. If you had a younger sibling that got on your nerves, you would call them dweeb or twerp or slimeball. Um, and so I've been doing a lot of binge watching, and I love the fact that anytime the kids said there was a ghost or monster in the room, their parents automatically assumed just right off the bat that they were running a fever every single time. Like, oh, you have a temperature. Oh, you might be running a fever. So, yeah, but doing a lot of binge watching, trying to keep busy in isolation. And I'm involved with local professional wrestling in the Omaha area. And we actually did a show for our Patreon subscribers for our promotion at our training school. We called it the Quarantine Dream. And the main event was a battle royal, 10 wrestlers in the ring at once, only 10 per the limit. And the first guy who coughed would be the guy to lose the match. So we had we had fun with that. Um, And our wrestling fans are pretty passionate too. Like there's a wrestler named Campbell Myers, and the fans, when they saw him wrestle, chanted, "We hate soup. We hate soup." And I've had an anxious racing mind for the past few years, and I finally figured it out. The neurological equivalent to an anxious racing mind, the most similar thing to that would be for Amazon.com whenever it says, if you like this, you might like this. If you like that thought, you might like this. If you hate that thought, then you might hate this. And is it just me, or when this virus is hopefully contained and this all just blows over and we can go back to our lives, that it's just going to be one big session of recess for all of humanity? Like I'll be running into my favorite establishment and be like, I don't care how many times you want to speak to the manager. I've got the monkey bars first, Karen. And here's to give you an idea of how much of a goody two shoes I am. At my old job, like some of the ladies were talking about the Superman movies and the actor who plays him, Henry Cavill, I think is the actor's name. And out of nowhere, this woman would just go, "Oh, my ovaries explode every time I see him." And I'm not one of those disrespectful guys who are like, "Oh, yeah, I'll make your ovaries explode. Why don't you ride on this?" Like, whatever misogynist thing I can come up with. Instead, I would say something like, "Well, that sounds like a very serious medical condition." And with that, I invite you to follow me on Twitter at Pete Sanctions. Support the Backline Comedy Theater at backlinecomedy.com. Donate, don't hate. You guys have been great. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you so much, Pete. Everybody just give Pete a round of applause. Yay! Pete in his pajamas. Pete in his pajamas. Making us laugh while wearing pajamas. If you're wearing pajamas, take a drink of water, because it's very important to stay hydrated in a stressful time. Whatever. I am so excited for the next couple comedians that we have coming for you. Oh, I have been having a lot of fun. I hope that you're having a lot of fun. Oh my goodness. How do I even start? Okay. The next comedian has a podcast, right? His podcast is called Bread and Circuses, which, yeah, that makes sense. Bread and circuses, they go very well together. Well, they just had episode number 69. Yeah, episode 69. And guess what? I got to be the guest. I got to be the one on episode 69. So check it out, guys. Check out Bread and Circuses. Check out episode 69. This isn't a joke. Like, I'm not telling a joke. This is for real. Like, I am for real on episode 69. Like, my life is like a dream. It's just like a dream. Just like a dream. You are not what you seem. Just like a dream. It's like just a little throwback. So thank you, Pete. Thank you, Pete. Our next comedian, he has a podcast. Check it out. He's very, very funny. Put your hands together for Caleb Salvatore.
Yeah, I'm really happy that that was your dream to be on my podcast. I gotta say, I never thought I'd get this far. No, I actually spent. Oh, laughed at my own joke. Go take a drink. No, I actually spent. I always spent my whole childhood wondering why my dad was so into doing projects around the house. But I'll tell y'all what, I just bought a new circular saw today, and I've spent the last 3 hours just sawing random shit in my living room. I haven't seen my girlfriend for a little bit. She had a bag full of shit and made some comment about going to stay with her mom. Jokes on her. Her mom got a lung disease, so I don't really care. But it's people are really turning on each other right now, man. And people, I really deal with some grade A individuals at my job already, but it reached a peak the other day. I had a 75-year-old going through chemo threaten to fuck me up the other day. Here's my thing, y'all. I'm not proud of this, but there's no doubt in my mind that I could whoop an elderly cancer patient's ass pretty easily, right? No, it's a disturbing trend. There's a very big anti-porn movement in this country right now. No, I'm not necessarily pro porn, but I think everyone should watch it a couple times. Like, here's my thing with porn. You learn stuff from porn that you'll never learn in school or anywhere else, right? For instance, if it wasn't for porn, I wouldn't have known where to put my penis. Like what else? It's like I never date a girl with a stepdad. Wouldn't have learned that if I didn't watch porn. Yeah, it's anybody else a younger sibling or older sibling? It's not like I can see any of you reacting anyway. I'm kind of a boomer with this Zoom app. I can't figure this shit out. If you grew up an older sibling, you know how bad we get fucked, right? A couple examples. My brother, he got a car the day he turned 16. I had to buy one when I graduated high school. He had an iPhone the day he turned 13. I had a flip phone throughout school that was like limited minutes just so I could call my mom in an emergency. Well, what else? He got to grow up with our mom being sober. Yeah, my mom's sober now. She's been sober for 6 years. She's she had a root canal done the other day, and she called me all jacked up on the medicine they had given her, and I made her call me back because the PTSD is a little too real, y'all. But I'm gonna end it with that, and just remember, if you're gonna report a family for walking in the park too close to each other, why do that when you can do more productive things like hanging yourself? Have a good night.
Oh my God, he had like a minute and a half left. And you know what? Caleb is not the first man to end early. Not the first one. It's fine. It's fine. It's quality, right? Quality more than quantity. And I am so excited, you guys. This is so fun. This is so fun. We get a next two comedians are ladies. And they're both not from Omaha, so they're new and they're fun, and I can tell their energy is just super, super great. So oh, our Chicago one is first. Let me see if I see her. I see her. Okay. So all right. I don't really know what to say to introduce you, but you are from Chicago and a comedian and going to delight our ears. If you want, donate money. Someone donated $6, so we appreciate you. If the next donation is $9, I'll appreciate you just a smidge more. If you know what I mean. All right. Anywho, welcome to your house. Put your hands together for Miriam Sobe.
Okay, I guess I have to unmute myself here. I don't know if you guys can hear me. I'm hanging out in my parents' basement because, COVID, I'm back home. I haven't lived here in 15 years. It's a little awkward, but we had to escape the city about a month ago and come out here. But anyway, moving on beyond all of that, I just wanted to start off by saying thank you to my husband for giving me permission to be here. I don't know what it is about him, but people always want to know what he thinks about the things that I do in my life. I was talking to my coworker Tina, and I was like, "Oh, I'm thinking about buying some new furniture," and she freaked out and she was getting all nervous. She was like, "Oh my gosh, Miriam, are you sure? Did you run that by your husband? Is he okay with you doing that?" And I was like, "I don't know, Tina. Did you run that by your husband before you cheated on him?" I don't know. We do different things, don't we? So I've been married for 14 years. It's a long time. Yes, it's a very long time. And I'm only 28. I prefer the term teen bride. It's more politically correct. But anyway, Brooke, it's not true. It's a joke. Yeah, so what else can I say? Oh, okay. My boss is really into my scarf, the hijab. Whenever he talks to me, he gets real slow motion and he'll be like, "Miriam, can you hear me? Because you're all covered up." And I'm just like, "Yeah, I can hear you perfectly fine." One day I was in his office and we were talking and he pulled a hair off of his shirt and he was like, "Oh man, I hate when that happens." And I just was like, "Yeah, I hate when that happens too, static electricity." And he was all freaked out. He's like, "How does that happen to you? You're all covered up." And I just said to him, "I don't know, dude. You tell me because you're bald." So when I was going to have my first daughter, he was asking me, "Miriam, so when your daughter's born, is she going to be all covered up?" And I'm like, "Listen, we're not that crazy. We don't cover up our newborns. We wait till they're at least 6 months old before we oppress them. Okay, we're normal, logical people." So yeah, that was interesting. But I have a coworker, John, who's really into my scarf. Um, and I get it. People are curious. He's always asking me to see my hair. He wants to know what it looks like. And I get it. People want to know. There is some hair under here in case you're wondering. But it got to this point where he was like, "Miriam, like, how much is it going to take? Like, how much do I have to pay to see it? Just a picture of you with your hair. Like, I'm willing to pay $100, $200. And I was like, "Oh, is this what it feels like to be propositioned? So I photoshopped my face onto Ariana Grande's body and I emailed it to him. Fastest cash I ever made. The good part is he left me alone after that. But I found out, unfortunately, that he was harassing other covered Muslim women in the city. Apparently, he thinks we're all celebrity lookalikes underneath, which we are, but you'll never know because we're all covered up. Um, like a comforter, a sleeping bag. That's what I imagine every time I do this, like just this big bulky thing. But what's interesting though about John is like I get it. People have like fetishes. They like different things. Maybe he likes covered up women. So I was thinking to myself, I was like, when John is in church and a nun walks by, is he like, "Hey sister, how much for a peek underneath?" You know, makes you wonder. You just curious. You gotta know what's going on. But here's a quick bit that I was just putting together for this situation that we're in. I noticed that everyone is super friendly now with the pandemic that's going on, especially white people. And I can make fun of white people because I'm half white, so calm down. But you know, it's interesting because like this social distancing, you know, I go outside and you know, my neighbors way on the other side of the sidewalk and they're all like, "Hi, good morning." And I'm like, "Oh, Betty Sue, I see how it is now. You're not scared of me anymore. The niqab, the niqab, it suits you really well. You're fitting in just well with us." But anyway, that's my time. Thank you guys so much.
Yay! Oh, how fun. Thank you so much, Miriam. Put your hands together one more time for her. Thank you for letting me know that you were joking. I was just doing the math and I felt really, really bad for you. I'm like, what? I think I might have even put in the chat like awful. I get you. I get you. Oh, you know they're good when you're like, you have to like really be listening and be like, oh, okay, she's hilarious. Cool. I hope we're all like friends forever now because of this. Because like going through something like this is like this is bonding. This is definitely something unique and something that is like real and whew, very weird, very strange. Our next comedian has a show, I believe, Twisted Mind, something like that, and maybe she'll talk more about it. I don't know. Hopefully, she'll do just gonna make us chuckle and laugh because every time you laugh, you know, you got to donate dollars. So that's cool for us. Welcome to your home, our next comedian, Irma Linda Ruiz from San Antonio. Just unmute yourself. We can't hear you yet. Unmute yourself.
Oh no, let me see. How do I do this? Oh no.
You're good. I got you.
Okay, there we are. There we are. We're good. Can y'all hear me okay? Y'all can hear me okay. Okay, so I have a question for Miriam because I'm so stupid. I'm so stupid. Just give me thumbs up. Is the scarfy thing like a religious thing or is it like a cultural thing? Religious? So religious or cultural? Religious. Okay. See, because I'm so dumb. Like, I don't know anything about that stuff. You know what I mean? And it's funny because you're like, oh, I want to thank my husband for being here. And I was like, I wanted to like go all Carol Baskin. I was like, we gotta talk. We can talk about this, you know. I made a Carol Baskin page, fan page, you know. I'm just kidding. No, but I just thought it was kind of funny because because like in the Latino community, it's kind of the same way, you know. Like I feel very independent, but at the same time, I still have like a whole bunch of like my. It's not a religious thing, but a whole bunch of like of our old cultural thing, you know. It's like I'm so like I can do so many things like as a mom and as a comedian. I can travel, I can do whatever, but at the same time, I'm still cooking for my husband and he will not cook and I will still serve him. And I am totally cool with that. But anyways, let's do jokes. Let's do jokes, guys. Let's do jokes. So with the whole coronavirus thing, I just thought it was kind of interesting, a little funny, how now everybody can just like wear masks and go anywhere. Like no big fucking deal, right? Like you just wear like a bandana over your face and go to like the grocery store or like go to the bank, and like nobody's like, no, this is the perfect time to rob a bank, guys. This is the perfect time to rob a bank. I'm just saying. And then like the escape route has got to be ideal. Like it's like the con man's, it's like the criminal minds ideal situation, you know, because you can no traffic, there's no kids on the road, you're not gonna kill anybody. It's perfect, you know. It's absolutely perfect. And I forgot to start my timer. Damn it. I'm sorry. You're gonna have to tell me when I'm done. And then, like this morning, I sent my son to the grocery store, and I literally felt like we were like cave people, and I was sending my eldest child out to like into the wilderness to like, you know, go fight the lions and, you know, bring home a zebra and tell us how things were out in the modern day world. It was just super, super weird. So I don't know how you guys doing tonight, man. It was just a really crazy thing. So you know what? Let me tell you a little bit about me. My name is Irma Ruiz. I'm from San Antonio, Texas. You know, I have my company is Mind Twist Comedy, and it's funny because my name is Irma Ruiz, but my actual birth name is Irma Linda Cardenas Ruiz. And it's crazy because my parents gave me the most Mexican name in the world, and then the fuckers didn't even teach me Spanish. And I don't know why they would do something like that, you know, because when I was a kid, I grew up in a little town called Del Rio, Texas, and I wanted to hang out with like all the cholas. The cholas were like the Mexican gangster girls, you know. And they were so mean to me. They were like, Irma, we can't hang out with you. You can't make your eyeliner fly enough. And if you look now, I still can't do it very well. You know, they were like, you can't make your hickeys dark enough. Suck harder, bitch. And then when I would wear like my plaid flannel shirt, you know how the gangsters wear it with like the button up on top. They said I just looked like a farmer. I was like, really, a farmer? Not even like a migrant worker, at least. So like, no, I look like a farmer. Okay. Fuck you, motherfuckers. Yeah, so guys, I believe that might be my time because she said 4 minutes. I think I went to like a lot more than that because I'm already at 2 right here and I talked for a whole bunch of time. So you tell them, Brooke, you tell them, where are we right now? But Brooke, thank you so much for having me up here, guys. Thank you so much. Look me up. My name is Irma Ruiz. Look me up on Mind Twist Comedy. Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Woo! So many amazing women, all like in like one little spot at once. This is dangerous. This is a lot of joy. Haha. All that joy. Thank you, Irma. Irma.
Thank you for having me. I want to do it again. I want to work some more material whenever you have more. Are you going to do this every Tuesday?
I will not host it every Tuesday, but we will have it every Tuesday. Same kind of thing.
Awesome. And then just tag me and I will share you. I will share. This is an awesome thing.
This is really, really fun.
This whole quarantine thing, this is either going to make or break the comedian. It's going to make you or break you guys. You're either in or you're out. I was watching Corbett. What's his name? The Corbett guy. All these late night guys. They're doing stand up in their fucking bedroom, in their living rooms, guys. If you can't do this, you can't do anything.
Wow.
If you can't do this, get out.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You guys put your hands together one more time for Irma Ruiz. Ruiz from San Antonio. Woo-hoo! How fun was that? How cool. We are going to keep trucking along. That was number 24. I heard a tick, 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 tock, 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 tock. Oh, that must be our next comedian. I think that he is probably ready to go. I don't know if he changed his name on this or something. And I actually, I'm trying to figure out if the Venmo is at Backline, the Backline, or at Backline Comedy. So it's for real at the. I think is we'll make sure that you guys know because we want to make sure that we get your money, you know, like all of it, the $6,969. But yeah, check out Twisted Mind. Check this show out. We're going to be doing it every Tuesday at 8 p.m. coast to coast. Whoever wants a spot, just hit us up, let us know, and we'll do our very, very best to get you on. Our next comedian comes. He's very fun. I think he's got out of the shower. We're going to see what's going going on? Welcome, Josh. Josh Augustine. Woo, 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 woo.
Hi, everyone. Woo! I just wanted to bring you into the area where I come up with my joke ideas. So, no, I was watching Tiger King, and I found out that a bag of meth and a tiger will turn a straight dude gay, and I'm all right with that because I live in Iowa, and the cost of living there is a lot lower, so I can probably just get away with the bag of meth. No, one thing that I've come to find out through this whole coronavirus thing is I touch my face way too much. That's why I'm in the shower, because there's too many people in this Zoom chat. I know we're over 6 feet away, but I'm a germaphobe, and so this is like over 10 people. So I gotta stay clean, and I touch my face, and it just sucks because I'm constantly walking around going. I used to live in the South. That was fun because Southerners are weird. I don't know where I was going with that. I'm just trying all new material tonight. Honestly, this is not not going my way. No, but I used to listen to a lot of country music. And I actually rewrote a country song, a modern country song into more of a traditional country song. And the song that I rewrote was Josh Turner, Your Man. And it goes like this. Maybe lock them door and turn them lights down low. Then I turn them on cause you're not a hoe. We should probably get our ass to bed. Tomorrow's Sunday Mass. That's about all I got. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring on Brooke. Thank you guys for having me.
Yay, thank you, Josh. Yeah, there's just so many different ways of being funny, like I hope you guys are having a lot of fun. I'm having fun, and that's good because there's still like 15, at least I think 15 more comedians coming at you from the left and to the right. You can swipe either way. When you're swiping, just swipe to at the Backline Improv, Backline Comedy. It just kind of depends on if you're donating on Patreon or PayPal or Venmo. It's different codes. So if you look in the Twitch chat, it's very specific and you can totally figure it out. I'm going to do a shout out to the Patreon people in a little bit, not right now. I had some trouble locating, so I don't know if Rico Valentine is here. I don't see him in the chat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to number 27. Is Chris in the chat? Do we have Chris? I do not see Chris either unless he's Austin. I don't think he's Austin. Okay. Xavier, I sent a message and have not heard back. We might be skipping ahead. We might have to, maybe I'm just going to tell some jokes for a while until I figure it out because I don't see Alicia. Is there a William? There's a William. I might be going to William unless I see a Rico or a Chris Bottom or an Xavier Jones. These are numbers 25, number 26, number 27. Xavier. And I don't think, Joseph gave me a no. So there's definitely not a 29. There's definitely not a 30. So Alicia. Let me think. Let me do something really quick. I would like to tell you a story. Natalie's like, what's going on? Yeah, I'm just cause who's Nigel? Nigel, are you somebody? Are you somebody I should know? Nigel Davis? Okay. Are you gonna do some jokes, Nigel? Is that what you're here for? Alicia, Lauren. Looking at the list here. Supposed to be Lauren already went. So there was a lot of comedians that have gone up and told jokes, and I've been concentrating maybe just a smidge too much on outfits, and maybe not quite as much as I should have been doing on some of the comedians that might have fallen through the cracks. I'm gonna hopefully be able to contact some of these people when I'm not, like in real life doing a show live and all that stuff. So we're just gonna see who is here and who is ready to go next. William, are you ready to tell jokes? Will you just nod? Cool. We're going to let William go next for sure. And then I'm going to track down anybody that's before 32. Okay? William is number 32. If you're 33, 34, 35, please get on deck. Please be ready to go. This is for real, guys. This is real life. This is real joke telling. We're not making this up. This is happening right now. Put your hands together. Welcome to your home, William Conway. Woo!
Thank you, Brooke. Can you hear me? All right. All right, you're hearing me good. All right. This is William Conway coming to you from just outside Albuquerque, New Mexico, in Grants, New Mexico, actually, where we have shocking news that happened over the weekend. It continues to unfold. Walter White is still alive. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. He is still alive. We have found out that he has been housed in the Western New Mexico Correctional Facility here in Grants, New Mexico. It's very amazing news. That happened just this weekend. He was released, and on Sunday there was even more shockwaves sent across the nation when he was released. And yesterday, in a very unprecedented move, President Donald Trump, uh, has all of this is coming in very fast. President Donald Trump he has cleared the infamous Heisenberg of all wrongdoing, and that is paving the way for the major announcement that happened today. Walter White is going to be running for president. Oh my goodness. This is this is insane news happening. Walter White is alive and he's going to be running for president as well. When he announced the news, he said that he was really looking forward to getting America up to speed, on speed, up to speed. Yes, that's what it was. Up to speed. He wants to get America up to speed. That's what's happening. And when he was asked who his running mate might be, he initially thought the front runner was South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem, because as many of you know, that entire state is on methamphetamine there in South Dakota. Yes. But instead, he decided not to go for Kristi Noem. No, no. He has found Saul Goodman, ladies and gentlemen. So that's right. It is going to be Heisenberg and Goodman 2020. They are getting America up to speed. It is amazing news happening now. Happening. What is that? What is that? This just in, ladies and gentlemen, this just in. There is a puppy in my lap. I don't know how this puppy got there. It's very strange, but a puppy just appeared. It's a very cute puppy, though. That's crazy. Anyway, in other news, in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, a man was arrested just moments after he robbed a flower shop. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. He robbed a flower shop. Who robs a flower shop? I don't know. It's very crazy. The police had a very easy time tracking him down. It was all those mylar balloons that were hanging out of the window. That's what happened. Yes. You know the ones. They say, like, congratulations, get well soon. Oh, he did not have the one that said sorry about your luck. He did not have that one at all. So that is very unfortunate for that, sir. He's definitely going to find out that not every trail of rose petals leads to a romantic end. I'll tell you that. That is definitely happening. Oh my goodness. It is just crazy stuff going on all across the country. I know it's been crazy for me, it's crazy for you, but when you're out there, you're online, you don't have things to do now. So since you don't have much to do, please check out my new website, www.conwaycomedy.rocks. That is a new website just being unveiled. This is the first announcement of it right here, right now on the Backline. You're hearing it here first, ladies and gentlemen. You can check me out on www.conwaycomedy.rocks. And this Backline production, this is an awesome thing. Thank you so much for all that you're doing. Brooke, back to you.
Yay! Back to me. Woo! Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Oh, it's so much fun meeting new people that hopefully I'll get to see again when I'm let out of the house. Anyone going a little stir crazy? So I sent some messages to some of the comedians that have not shown up that were supposed to be here, and Alicia just popped in. So if you're cool, give me a nod. I'll have you good going next. Awesome. Cool. So we've been having a fun night. We're going to go to comic number 30. After comic number 30, we're going to go to comic number 33. Cool. There's some people in the chat that I don't know. I'm going to maybe speak to them, see what's going on, see if they want to hop in and tell some jokes. I feel like we're having fun. You know, we're doing a great job. Right? Yeah. Yeah, that's what's happening. Cool. I'm glad that we're all on the same page. My name's Brooke Barcel. I am from Omaha, Nebraska. You are watching us live right now when we're doing our live stream comedies. Our next comedian, she is from Huron, I believe is how you pronounce it, Huron, South Dakota. Her name is Alicia Rain. Welcome her into your house.
Hey, Brooke, can you hear me? Hey, yes, it's pronounced Huron, or as other people like to call it, the middle of nowhere, a place that I prefer doesn't exist. So anyway, I just want to ask everyone a question. Who here has screamed into a pillow today? So I have, and almost every day, actually. I feel like part of it is that there were these pandas that were getting it on this weekend, and I don't think I've ever been jealous of another species' sex life before. I don't think like Star Trek really counts, but yeah, I've been stuck inside for kind of a long time, and I think we're all kind of on the same page. You know, a lot of people are like, you know, during this whole COVID thing, like you're gonna have like a baby boom. And I'm like, well, right after this ends, you're gonna have a run on morning after pills, and lots of condoms will be bought. So there's that. Yeah, I also have another question. Are the Kennedys still a thing? Like, are they out there? Who knows? I just have a little silly joke. I went to take a walk the other day, and I put on my shoes, which I hadn't worn in a while. They're tennis shoes, and I realized that they were like actually kind of loud. Like you'd walk on the carpet, and they'd make like a loud swishing sound. And I realized that I could never call them sneakers. So there's that. That was that. Let me see. I feel like I had one other one that was pretty darn good. So we'll just go to the crappy ones. The thing about Nickelback is that they've been the butt of the joke for so long that they have now reached the level of legend. Like, what other band do you even think about from the 90s? You know, like fastball. You know, what is that? That seems to be more of a baseball term. Or buck cherry. Is that like a DJ? You know, whereas Nickelback, they have spanned generations. Grandfathers tell their grandsons to look at this photograph. And that's the best line from the best song by the worst band that anyone's ever heard of. And Nickelback's just like, but you have heard of me. Yeah. But anyway, speaking of terrible impressions, this is my impression of local celebrity, South Dakota celebrity, Laura Ingalls Wilder. Okay, this is my impression of Laura Ingalls Wilder. It's like really cold here. Nailed it. Nailed it. Thank you, Brooke. I have my other impression is of a saint, a hero, a warrior. This is my impression of Joan of Arc. Bonjour. Huh? Frickin' nailed it. Nailed it. All right. Well, I think that might be my time. I think Brooke's giving me a signal, so I'm going to shoot it back to Brooke. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I love it. That's so much fun. This is like weird, and I know it's weird, but like we're weird. That's how we roll. So we're just kind of doing normal. No, like what I'm just gonna pause the timer. I don't want it to go off. Um, so life is weird, right? Like it's super, super weird, and we just have to adjust to it. And here we are. We're making an adjustment. And yeah, it kind of feels weird at first, but then you know what? We try it again, we get a little bit better. We try it again, we get a little bit better. Someone's like, hey, here's some money. Here's a real microphone for you, Brooke. Here's a real camera for you, Brooke. We can hear you better. We can see you better. I don't know. We'll see what happens. It's for the Venmo, it's at the Backline. So when you want to Venmo us money, at the Backline. Super, super easy. Thank you for all the Patreon people. I'll read your names out again pretty soon. But right now, see, we've got 31 done. We've got 32 done. Still looking for number 26, 27, 28. If you're around, just give me a holler. Let me know. But right now, our next comedian, he is from Lincoln. He's a photographer. So if you need some candids, it's going to be a while. It's going to be a while. We cannot leave our houses. We're not allowed. So, well, actually, in Nebraska, we can. We can leave our houses, but we're not supposed to. Anywho, I digress. Put your hands together. Welcome to your home. Our very next comic, Kent Maslowski.
I shut my video off. What did I do? What did I do? Can you hear me? Did it work? All good. Okay. For sure. Definitely donate to the Backline. And if you don't like my background, go ahead and donate to my PayPal, which I've just put on this thing here. I think I'm holding it. Excellent. All right. I wasn't this drunk, but then Brooke kept changing outfits, and so here we are. I've realized that, sure, of course, no, I know. Oh, it's rough in here. Whoa, tough crowd. Anyway, I've noticed that no guy can get away with finger guns. If they're like out at the club and they're dancing, they can't. If they do the finger guns, it's like it's off, it's done. But women, all day, do finger guns, no worries. That's right. Yeah, you can. And any incarnation. At no point did any guy ever go, I was going to ask for her number, but then, she did the Carlton Banks finger guns and nothing doing. Yeah. But I think I figured out, yeah, there's a female finger guns and just saying yes. That's enough to cut us off. That's right, to cut you off. Listen, I've had many SOCOs at this point. Thank you, Brooke. Yeah, I hate dubstep. I hate dubstep because I like my music to progress. Sorry, national broadcast, if you like dubstep, but I hate dubstep. It feels like you took some music that did progress and then just broke it up into the individual sounds and then stacked those sounds and played them. Instead of dubstep, I like to listen to the sounds of late 70s, early 80s printers. Just have like MP3s of different ones. Like people hear me out in public. This is this is an old joke, right? Because no one goes in public anymore. This is the new. Oh wow! Everyone take a drink because, Brooke, this is the only liquid I have at hand. yeah, people hear me, out in public, and they're like, "Oh, what is that? Skrillex?" And I'm like, "No, it's Lexmark." Yeah, and then after that, I've got Epson and Xerox. So really excited about. Excellent. I'm really excited. That's, I guess, the only benefit to COVID-19 is there are no music festivals right now, and thus no dubstep. So I don't have to hear it. That's good news. Yeah, I, in addition to doing stand up, I don't do it anymore, nor do I do this anymore. I used to act in murder mysteries, but now people can't gather in more than 10 at a time. But anyway, one day I overheard one of my co-stars tell another co-star that she had blown a dude from Omaha all the way to Lincoln. And she's 20. I should explain that. She's 20, so she understands there's power in sexuality, but maybe not exactly how to wield it yet. Because all I'm thinking is weird flex. Basically, you're bragging that you couldn't get the job done in about 47 miles, depending on the route you took. Maybe when she gets older, she'll pay more attention to the balls. I could have a better ending to that, but I'm out of time. And so, thank you, Brooke. I super appreciate you letting me. It is. It's a rough room.
Thank you.
I don't.
Thank you.
I
We
don't get no
appreciate
respect.
you. We super appreciate you. He ended right on time. Put your hands together. Put your hands together for Ken, you guys. Wow. Thank you. Thank you, Ken, for gracing us with your hilarities. And he uses great words. It's so much fun. From where I'm looking, from where I am sitting, okay, we have I think five comedians left. Okay. I'm trying to touch base. There's a chance there might be 6. I don't think there's going to be 9. That's that's pushing it. Like we've already been there, done that. We had 9 times. So for a chance for 9 to come again, I don't know. You tell me. You tell me. Right at the Backline at Venmo. Cool. You know what? Let's give a shout out to Natalie. You guys have not been able to see her, but she is cool. She's so rad. All of us comedians have gotten to see her. She's doing all the tech behind all of this. This is why it's going so well. It's because of Natalie. So yeah, thank you. Thank you, Natalie. Yay. And thank you, Backline. We're gonna keep it up. Our next comedian, so funny. What's gonna happen is he's gonna just pause and he's gonna wait, and that's our laughter time. So don't hold back, guys. Don't hold back. Enjoy this. Put your hands together. Welcome to your home, my very, very favorite Ross Doling. Are you there? Are you there? Are you there, Ross? I see your name. I don't hear you. There you are.
Hello? Is this thing on? Well, anyway, I came here to discuss something that's very important to me. Everyone's talking about the virus, but there's something that has come to my attention. Why does there have to be a separate box for all the colored pencils? Ever since the social distancing thing came into effect, everyone in my family has been at home. And to be honest, I wouldn't hang out with these people with a 10-foot pole. That'd be overkill. We only have to be 6 feet apart. I'm not very good with keys. I always have trouble unlocking and unlocking doors. And I don't really know much about sex either. I think those go hand in hand. Like, I know the key goes in the hole, but then I don't really know what to do. Like, I don't know which way to turn it. I can't get it back out. Well, that's it for me.
Oh no, he meant it. Did he mean it? He meant it when he said that was it. I was hoping he was just kidding. Oh, and I just posted on Facebook. I'm like, watch Ross right now, and like, he's done. But my God, that was so funny. Oh, I'm so glad that all 20 something of you guys got to see that, because Ross is very, very special. And when this is gone, I mean, when this is done and we're all gone, you'll remember Ross. You'll remember the shark. The shark. He had 2 more minutes, but my God, he is funny. All right, so we're gonna keep going. Put your hands together. Welcome to your home, our very next comedian. She is so funny. She is ready to make you chuckle. Put your hands together for Annalise Wright.
Woo! Thank you, Brooke. I'm so glad you're putting this on. Everybody, come support the Backline, like Brooke is saying. Improv, comedy, it has it all. So guys, my divorce just finalized before all this coronavirus shit. So I didn't get to celebrate it. I drank half a glass of wine at home and I fell asleep because being stressed out is fucking exhausting. I'm glad my divorce finalized before the coronavirus hit, though. I mean, can you imagine being locked in a house with your soon-to-be ex? But that would be a pretty good edition of Mortal Kombat, I think. But it would be the only edition where children would be used as weapons. Think about that. So divorce has been pretty good for me. You know how people give up shit in a divorce? I didn't. I got stuff back because I divorced a Catholic. I got meat on Fridays. I got my church donations back. I got my soul. I even got birth control back. All the good stuff. So I'm so excited. But I did learn some things from the Catholics. I learned that they take the Bible too literally. When God said, be fruitful and multiply, they were like, heck yes, let's make all the babies. Let's cover the earth in babies. Let's have so many babies, we destroy the environment. That's like when I tell my toddler to go finger painting, she doesn't stop, and then she covers the entire house in poop. That is not what I asked for. So now that I'm thinking, my tongue is killing me tonight. Probably because I've had some wine, because I've been having too much wine tonight. So now that I'm single, I think about the online dating. But I think it would be too stressful because somebody ghosts me. I wouldn't know whether it was because they didn't like me or because they got intubated. Like, dating's really dark now. But I really want to date Ryan Gosling. He's really cute. I met him once and I thought he was flirting with me. He said, hey girl. And I had my heart melting. I said, oh. And I said, hey. He said, no, not you. Your kid was waving at me. That was such a bummer. So this coronavirus shit has made me pretty philosophical. I've thought about things. I decided I'm a feminist because I believe women should be able to do whatever they want. They should be able to work a full-time job. They should be able to stay at home with kids. They should be able to be locked in the house on Big Brother. But I thought, you were supposed to like pick one of these things. I didn't think this involved like working at home full-time with your kids while you're locked in. This is not something Betty Friedan contemplated in The Feminine Mystique. So I'm still struggling with that one, guys. All right. That's my time, I think. Thank you so much. And I'm going to send it back to Brooke. Have a great night, y'all. And support the comedy.
Yay! Thank you, Annalise. We're just gonna break here. And just keep it quick, because we don't want to waste time. We want to keep this going. Our next comedian, he comes from LA. He used to live in Omaha. His hair is like bright right now. You're going to see for yourself because you get to see him. You get to hear him. It's not weird. It's not odd. It's comedy. So it is weird and it is odd. Welcome to your house, Alex Portillo.
Hey everybody, I'm Alex Portillo and I live in Camarillo. It rhymes. It's supposed to be funny. So I think it's so cute how Brooke thinks I live in LA. I live in Camarillo, and if any of you are familiar with Southern California at all and Eastern Nebraska simultaneously at the same time, you would know that I pretty much live in California's equivalent of Gretna, because around here we're known for like the outlet mall, and we're about like an hour drive from downtown LA on a good day. So it's more like 2 hours. So basically what I'm saying is the place where I live in Ventura County. It's not even in LA County. It's pretty much, if you took Sarpy County, Nebraska, again, if you're from the two areas, this will make sense. From Sarpy County, Nebraska, and you just took it and put it right next to the ocean in California. Because it's like we got military bases, outlet mall, like I said before, farms, suburban neighborhoods, and Republicans. So I mean, it's pretty much Sarpy County, California version. Uh, you know, I haven't done much comedy since moving out here because just like my life was pretty good from the time I moved here until like now. But now that, you know, it's like coronavirus season, I'm back at comedy, you know, because, you know, things are bad again. And people are always like, oh, yeah, you moved from Nebraska to California. That must be a big culture shock. And I mean, you know, there's some adjustments, you know, to moving to California. First thing I realized right away was I'm allergic to California, um, which makes this a whole, you know, coronavirus thing tricky because, you know, if you have like a mild case, you know, you might not even notice it because like every morning I wake up with a dry cough and a pounding headache, uh, and I'm like, oh gosh, today is the day. I've got it. And then like a couple hours later, I'm like, fine. So it might be corona or allergies, but I pretty much felt like this the entire time since living here. Um, One thing, you know, when you move to a new place is you make new friends. And, you know, I made new friends. The thing is, because it's California, pretty much all my friends are either Asian or Latino. So I get to be the token white guy. Um, and you know, when you make a group of friends, right? Sometimes you have that one guy that's like your frenemy. So I have my best frenemy. His name's Eric. He likes to call me the White Devil every time he can. He tries to think he's woke. He's like Hispanic, but he'll wear a dashiki in public, and I'm like, you know, and I'm like, dude, you're not supposed to wear that. That's like for Africans. You're doing cultural appropriation. He's like, I don't care. I'm brown. I'm like, no, I'm afraid that's not how it works. Shut up, you white devil. I'm like, whatever. So you know, he's a real character. But yeah, I made these new friends. But quarantine's kind of a nice break because I live in California, and one thing they have in California is I'm a wet blanket when it comes to California because in California you go to like bars and clubs, and if you're not having a good time, people will call you out. So I guess, you know, California, they have all these like regulations and all these like agencies that a lot of states don't have, you know, because it's like, you know, really liberal and stuff. So they have the fun police. So if you're not like having any fun, there'll be a guy there, you know, they're like undercover, a guy in a man bun, you know, like this or something in a beard or whatever. And they'll be like, hey man, you're not having fun. Have fun. Why aren't you having fun? So yeah, I'm a wet blanket. Like one time we went to a nightclub in Hollywood, and you know, and everybody's like, the DJ was like, does anybody want to go home? And everybody's like, no. And I was like, yes, I do. And the people are just looking at me like, so back to you, Brooke. Thanks for putting this on.
Hey, you're welcome. Thank you, Alex. I'm sorry that you don't live in LA. What an LA thing for you to say of this very specific county that you are specifically from. That's close to LA, but isn't. Appreciate it. What I meant to say is, thank you so much, and I hope that you come back and do this again. Yay! We are almost done, and that's kind of sad. Natalie looks tired, but I'm having fun. You know, I like this. This is a lot of fun for me. Okay, so we've got Trevor, and then we've got Tom. We've got two more. One of the comics that didn't come, apparently his child had got the coronavirus, which really, really sucks. And so maybe we'll just take a moment and just send him just some peace because that's kind of scary, right? Brendan or Brandon. Yeah, I haven't met him before, but that's why he cannot be here. All right, sorry to do that right before your set. let me get it back. All right, everybody, we are not done. We got 2 comics left. They're going to be funny. I told them they have to be funny, otherwise I'm not going to let them on the show. I don't want them here. So they made a promise they're going to keep it. No pressure. All right. From your house, put your hands together for Trevor Gertensen from South Dakota. From Chicago. Yay!
Hey, all right. Yeah, let's start from Chicago. You know, no COVID here. All right. So Easter's coming up, and it's not one of. There's always some different holiday coming up. My favorite holiday is Halloween, and the reason why I like Halloween is because it's the one day a year that people dress up like me, which I think is pretty great. But it's weird though, because I can't do the same thing. Like if I were to dress up as Bob the accountant, people would be like, "Oh, look, Trevor finally got his shit together." Yeah, and I don't look like anyone famous, but I've had famous people's careers shouted at me. One time, this guy yelled, he goes, "Hey, Pirates of the Caribbean, yeah, I want to come on your face," which I thought was bleak, right? Here's the thing: the guy that yelled this, he was a big guy. He could have made that shit happen if he wanted to. This body was not made for fighting; it was made for heroin. Oh man, being indoors, watch a lot of TV. I'm watching documentaries that make me feel like I'm actually being educated at the same time. I started watching this documentary about prostitution in the 70s, and as it turns out, I know absolutely nothing about prostitution. So at one point during the show, my girlfriend turns and goes, "Hey, I see the pimps taking all this money, but never gave anything back to the women. Like, how much of a cut does a pimp get?" And I had no idea, so I took to Google and I typed in, "How much of a cut does a pimp get from his hoe?" Yeah, which is probably the whitest thing I've ever written in my entire life. And it came up with all these search results with interviews with pimps. And as it turns out, pimps are an unreliable source of information. Yeah, I did not learn anything. But now I got this concern. I'm afraid that my mom will come to visit. Because Chicago's expensive city, she'll use my computer and type in the words "how much." And the first thing that will pop up is, "Of a cut does a pimp get from his hoe?" Yeah. Problem with that is that makes me sound really concerned about the pimp. And that's not the side you want to be on. Oh man, getting to be that age where a lot of my friends have kids, and one of my friends called me to tell me that his daughter had just learned stop, drop, and roll at her elementary school. And I remember learning about the same age, but I don't think that elementary school is the right time to learn that. Like, it's not really useful to kids in elementary school. I think they should start teaching stop, drop, and roll in college. Because I don't know about anyone else here, but in college, that was the only time I saw anyone light themselves on fire. Right? This girl, she was trying to light a bong. She accidentally lit her hair on fire. And at no point did she stop, drop, or roll. Yeah, she just sat there till we threw water in her face. You know, it's my personal belief that if you see a child on fire, you set that child on fire. Like, that's generally how that works. All right, keep this upbeat. So about a year ago, my grandma passed away, and I went back to Minnesota, where I'm from, to go to the funeral. And when I got there, they were showing this photo slideshow of all these pictures over the course of her life. And a lot of these pictures took place at family reunions. That's when you have the most loved ones all in one photograph. And the thing is, I attended most family reunions when I was in high school. When I was in high school, I was a goth kid. I had long black hair that I hung in my face, but I was also 6'5". So in all photographs, I got to stand in the back. So as they're showing all these pictures, you got all these smiling, happy people in the front, and then the girl from the ring standing behind them. You know, which had to look really weird to anyone who didn't know who I was. Like, yeah, of course your grandmother's dead. The Grim Reaper has been tracking her for like 20 years. Oh man, I love rock music. I think one of the last true rock stars is Amy Winehouse. I was at Target buying one of her albums because I like to support the mom and pop shops. And when I was at the counter, I was checking out, and this lady said, "Hey, do you know what killed her?" And before I could respond, she said, "You." And I didn't know how to respond to that. Before I could say anything, I realized that at that moment, that this lady at Target thought that I was cool enough to know Amy Winehouse. All right, does my audio go out? Oh, but that's it. All right, thank you guys. more? Or wait, what? No, I'm good.
Um,
I'm done.
okay, cool. Thank you so much, Trevor. Put all your hands together, every single one of you that is watching all over the world. Yay! Thank you, Trevor. So I was just looking over the list, and it appears like that this is the end of our show. I know. A lot of you are like, gosh, I was sure hoping for some more mediocre comedy. I mean, really hilarious comedy. It's so much different when you have an actual stage and an actual audience. It really does. It's like a give and a take kind of thing. Like we give and you laugh, and then it's kind of, and then here we're just like throwing it out there, hoping that you like us, and you did, because I looked at the chats and there's a lot of people that are like, yay, and y'all had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. Yeah, we are gonna do this every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Anybody can sign up. They just need to let somebody at the backline know. We have a few different people that host it, so it will not be me every week. And who knows? It might be Ali, it might be Elvin, but it will definitely be fun. So thank you to Natalie. Thank you to the backline. I'm gonna thank the Patreon people one more time, because these people, like, they pay money because they want to hear their names. You know what it's like? That's not the right list. Hold on. Oh my gosh. You know, life is good, you guys. Life is good. Our Patreon customers, I just want to thank them. Taylor Grote, Andrea Morton, Trish Sullivan, Brett Menz, Annie Hildebrand, Joshua Prenosel, Millie Worthington, Mark Ward, Price Comstock. Super, super fun. And like all of these comedians, I mean, thank you, Chicago. Thank you, San Antonio, New York, some Providence that's somewhere kind of close to LA. I love you. I love all of you guys. This is super fun. Follow Backline Comedy on all of these different things. I am Brooke on Instagram. Brooke Makes Fun. You can follow me. I like stalkers. I drink celery juice all the time. I'm big into stalking. That's a really dumb joke to end on. But hey, thank you so much. We'll see you next time. Mwah.